What's up?
Not yet. Hey, what's good?
What's up, dude?
It's the boys. Don't fucking interrupt me before I do this.
Fucking boys. All right,
chill.
now, hey, what's up? There we go. That's
What's
better,
good?
right?
Yeah. You gotta let me do my thing first. I start freaking
Fucking
out.
intro. We gotta get it down. All right, so how you been, man? It's been a whole week again.
I know it's been.
We're actually doing these weekly now. It's the third week in a row we're actually on time.
Hell yeah, man.
Recording.
For reals.
I'm proud of us because we
same.
don't stay with anything.
I know we quit on everything we ever try. Nah, I've been really good. I've been just chilling like always. Getting ready to move actually out of Florida. It's gonna be awkward for a minute.
Hard.
But luckily I'll be back and forth, so I won't be gone forever. But
if you don't know, I'm Shane. Apparently.
oh yeah,
People don't
okay.
know.
So today's topic, man. Now I'm the one that's gonna say
Let's
this.
just,
You know what I want to talk about?
Right into it.
You know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about people's feedback. A lot of people have been messaging me that are outside of our circle of friends, and like I feel like you and I, when we started the podcast thing, we were like thinking more of like, oh, our circle of friends, and then their friends might tune in. But luckily, a lot of people outside of like people that I barely fucking talk to have been like messaging me shit and giving me feedback about it. And they definitely, one thing that I get a lot is that fucking like they're confused as to like who we are still, kind of, because I mean I'm a part of like a clan, like I said, for CSGO and shit, and a lot of those people, not a lot, like several of them heard it, and they're still kind of like confused as to like who we are. And that opened my eyes into thinking like, what if more people that we don't know at all tune in and listen?
Confused.
They're confused. So I mean, today's episode is definitely going to be about like getting to know us a little bit more and who we are and our voices. I feel like today we were on Discord and people thought we sounded the same when we really don't.
No, not people. Just one person.
Nah, Kyle, Nicole.
No, I feel that.
I'm not gonna drop no names. I have a bad problem with dropping names. I'll stop.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. So yeah, I when we originally started it, we were just doing it for fun. So that's kind of how we didn't really expect people. That's really loud. We didn't really expect people to like listen to it and give us feedback on like what we've said and stuff like that. We just expected like some of our friends to listen to and stuff like that. So like I guess we didn't really properly introduce ourselves in this podcast. We just kind of assumed everyone knew us.
Because our first original one was all about anxiety, and it was mostly based on me and my life. Yeah. And even then I didn't go, it was all about mental health. So. And
you didn't even start you started at when your anxiety attack happened. Yeah, so it's not even like where you came from.
Yeah,
like that.
I feel that. So
I feel like today we're going to cover that, right?
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Me or you?
Do you want to do it like a thing where we just take turns, you go through your life?
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about your life because you're very private for the most part when it comes to us, other than like Broward.
Yeah, so, I guess like we've talked about where you're from and
Texas,
stuff like that.
Yeah, so.
Okay, we'll start like that. Okay, so I was born in Broward County, in Florida. Okay, my name is Shane. I'm Ajin Shane. If you guys don't fucking know, I'm the person that sounds like
Recognize the voices.
But yeah, okay, so like, I'm from Broward County in Florida, and people that don't know where Broward is in Florida, it's in between. It's the north. Okay, it's the county just north of Miami, and everyone knows where fucking Miami is, right? In Florida, so just think of Miami, and then the county right above that, that's Broward County. And the thing about Broward is like I actually really love Broward. I loved growing up in Broward. I moved from Broward when I was 12 to West Palm, which is the county above Broward. And this is like an hour above Miami, so it's not like far at all from Miami. So, nice. When we were little, like not when we were little, but when I was little, I have 2 brothers and just 2 parents. So there's 5 of us in this house, and we still don't really have money, but like we didn't have money then, so like we didn't live in like the nicest area of Broward, which it's not like Broward's like a really tough area or anything like that. Like it's just kind of old. And not old in like a sense of like old people live there, but older, like everything there is just kind of old, like architecture wise, and like I don't know. I
like places like that. I don't like modern places. They give me the worst kinds of.
What I like about Broward is like it's just very nostalgic for me. It just feels like home every time I go there.
That's how I feel about the 956.
Like I try to go there kind of often, and like I don't really have friends from there still because when I moved I was 12, so like how like I don't really remember much people like when I was that young. It sucks, but I try to go there as often as I can to hang out and stuff like that because I like doing shit there. But when I was young, there was like maybe 8 or 10 kids on the street. Like I kind of mentioned like in the last one where I started listening to rap and stuff like that. But I got all that shit from living in Broward, just because it wasn't, I don't know. And as a kid, like I just liked playing video games, but I mostly like going outside and playing sports like with all the kids. Like I was very social when I was young. Like every day of the week I'd be outside playing sports like football and basketball with these kids. And then we all had older brothers, so I was always around like older people in my life too. So we used to just do bad shit, honestly. Like I remember us like as just like 7 or 8 year olds, like we were like do this like practice jumping these gates if we ever have to run away from cops. Like just dumb shit as like
Oh
kids.
my
Like we
God.
would try to like fuck with people in like cars. We would do that whole thing where like we would pretend we would like have a rope. Like on one side of the street, like kid would
Oh
like
my
pretend we had a
God,
rope or
yeah.
something, and do that shit and throw rocks at cars and shit like that. We were just assholes, like every
Fuck,
like
that
little
sounds
kiddies.
shitty.
Yeah, we were just like little dicks, I guess. But like
What would you do if a kid did that to you today?
the kid threw a rock in my car. I'm too lazy, dog. Like I'd probably just keep driving. I wouldn't even notice because my music's so loud every time
True.
I drive. But as a kid, I just really liked playing video games and like going outside and playing sports. And
You were a kid?
going to school. Yeah, it's just like every other kid. I was like a normal kid growing up.
That's cool.
And then I had 2 older brothers. I had 2 older brothers. I had an older brother and an older sister, and I don't know. That was just life until 12. Like when I was 12, we moved up to like West Palm because the house we were living in was like just getting old. Like it's one of those houses that are like have a firewall in between another house.
Mm-hmm.
And the roof was like starting to leak, and that firewall was starting to leak, and then like we found like this is like when hurricanes and shit were happening back in Florida when we were younger, like Wilma and shit like that, and different like there was like 3 or 4 hurricanes in like the span of like 2 years or something like that. They were like category 4s, but because of that it damaged our roof, and we didn't really notice it till like late, but we started having little leaks in like the corner by where the firewall was, and like mold was starting to like build. That's how like, and we were like, all right, well fuck this house,
I feel
because we
that.
had done so many repairs on the roof and shit like that, and it's like really expensive to repair the roof at the time
Yep.
because it has shingles and shit like that, and people had to come out and like do the holes like or like put in the nails and shit like that, so it was mad annoying. But because of that, and my parents didn't really want to live in Broward anymore because I guess I don't know, they just didn't like it. They were from North Miami. They both lived in North Miami. And then they moved to Broward like when we were younger. They
Your
got an
parents?
apartment. Yeah, my
So
parents
they've
are
always
from,
been in Florida?
Yeah, they've never even left Florida, honestly. Like
That's wild.
they've always lived in Florida. They've left Florida like maybe twice in their life. Which is like I've only left Florida 3 times in my life now, which is like mad
That's
shitty.
insane.
Like, and it was only to visit a place. The longest I've left Florida was 2 weeks to visit California.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah, and that was this fucking year.
Damn.
So like I've only ever known South Florida.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've always lived in South Florida.
I've seen
and shit.
so many states already that I'm kind of like, I've seen it all.
I'm mad jealous, honestly. Like, I want to try and go to New York at least, like, at the end of this year or next year. And then, like, my actual goal that I want to really do is leave the country and go, like, anywhere.
Yeah,
just
I feel that. I'm on that-
for,
I'm
like, a
on that
month or
boat.
something. Be dope. But, yeah, so that's where I'm from. Like, and then I moved to West Palm when I was around 12. And then went to middle school, through high school and all that. I'm still in West Palm now. West Palm Beach is... I don't really know how... It's between Miami and Orlando, pretty much.
I
which
mean,
is
it's more. We're like 45
it's still
minutes from
south.
Miami without traffic.
Nah.
Without traffic, yeah.
Broward's 45 minutes from Miami.
Well,
I mean, if you're talking about
maybe
North
like an
Miami,
hour
but
from
actual...
Miami. But it's just I think about it from here to, because there's people that say Orlando's 3 hours, and then we've gotten there fast as fuck. Also, we've gotten there in like shorter than 3 hours.
well,
Not
from
with you and
West
I,
Palm
but-
to Orlando, it's 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so
That's how much I would say it is. But yeah, it's an hour.
the
basically,
perception is
just
weird.
to give it
We're
an
close
hour.
to Miami.
Yeah, so people
To
that
some
aren't from
extent.
Florida or South Florida,
Yeah.
like, no. But moved to West Palm, which is an hour away from Miami, and then we've just been living here ever since. And
Do you like it still? Like, do you like it at all?
Do I like West Palm? I mean, I say no because I've never really lived in another place besides South Florida. And I feel like South Florida is very similar besides, I don't know, Miami's its own fucking world, I feel like. But
Florida is definitely a different place.
Yeah.
Even the people, like, because I've been to so many different states and cities and shit. The people here in Florida are fucking weird, like straight up weird. So
yeah, there's a
if you
reason
grew
why
up-
all the weird news stories that you see
all happen here.
happen in Florida.
Especially South Florida, where it's hotter and more humid than North Florida.
People lose their minds because of the humidity. I can't fucking. But I don't necessarily dislike it. It's the same shit every day, and I haven't really left a lot, so it's like it's just getting old to me, and I'm just kind of bored of it. Really, that's the like thing that I can say about West Palm is it's boring.
No, I feel that for sure.
What do we do
I've
all
been
day?
losing my
Like,
mind just from how boring it is.
I feel like I stay in the house 9 times out of 10 if I'm not working, and if I'm with my homies or something like that, we hang out at each other's house or get food.
Yeah, that's literally it. I mean, there's probably a lot of shit to do, but we just haven't discovered it. Or like now, I'm not as adventurous as I was before. I was like super bad with anxiety, but I mean, I'm not up to it right now currently. But maybe if I wasn't, we probably would be doing more shit.
Like I see the same fucking people anytime people go downtown or something like that. It's always the same crowd.
But that's like that in most cities. I mean, in my area, like McAllen, downtown McAllen, like you see the same faces all the time. But
it's just kind of,
and even if you don't go, you see them on Snapchat going there. So it's like, fuck.
That's what's whack to me about West Palm, because it's the same people doing the same shit all the time. And like, it's just, I mean, I feel like every city's like that. Like, I know a lot of people when they travel a lot, they're like, yeah, if you think of a city, just put yourself there. Like, that's exactly how it is. Like,
Tom Segura.
Yeah, literally, like, I feel like a lot of places are the same because people just, you know, everyone's the same.
Adapts a routine.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm getting
it's all
Snapchats. It's weird. I haven't posted shit today.
Which is like shitty, I guess. But I don't know. I don't dislike West Palm. I don't necessarily
it's really
like
pretty.
it. I'm just kind of
I'll give you that. It's really pretty, but there's like
I'll give you that. Like I own it.
Like it's such a weird, like, dog, Donald Trump lives here. Like, it's such a weird place.
He doesn't live here. He just has a house here. He comes to play golf.
Dude, he's always here. This is where he comes.
He doesn't do his job, so he's just playing golf all the time. Sick.
Nah,
it's
bro.
mad annoying, honestly, because we have to deal with the fucking traffic of him moving. And
I know a kid that's like his dad is fucking friends with Trump's always here. It's weird. Maybe we don't see it because we don't fucking hang out with him, but he's always here from what I know.
So he's playing golf. That's why he's always here. Every time he's here, he's playing golf. Like, that's why he has a house here, because Florida has like a bunch of golf places.
I want to be that rich. That's my golf house. Like,
this is where I come just to play golf.
Yeah.
Like, I fly my private jet here, play golf, and I leave back to the White House. Like, what the fuck kind of story is that?
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm still in West Palm.
Are you trying to stay here? Are you trying to grow?
Fuck no. If I was gonna stay in South Florida, I would move back to Broward. But I don't even really want to stay in South Florida. I love South Florida because it's where I'm from, and it's a nostalgia factor. But other than that, like, the thing that's hard for me is I don't know what I want to do in life. I don't have like an actual a goal in mind. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's kind of hard for me to figure out what I'm like doing, where I'm trying to go and shit like that. But I feel like once I find that, like, then I'll be able to like answer those questions. But at the moment, I don't see myself like wanting to stay in South Florida. I know like the statistic of people where they're born and they stay there their whole lives is really high. I don't know the percentage of it, but I know it's like a dumb amount. Like, people just kind of stay where they know, which makes sense. But at the same time, I don't want to be that kind of guy, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like,
because my whole life I've lived in South Florida. I've left 3 times. It's just getting old to me. It's whack. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I asked my friends. I've been feeling really guilty because I'm like about to be 23 like next month, and you know what I mean. Like, I'm from the Valley, and like I've always noticed that like Mexicans usually stay in the house till like they're fucking like old, right? They're fucking grown ass dudes living with mom and dad, and it's weird because like out here that's like a big no.
At 18,
at 18 it's like get out type shit. And then I've been feeling really guilty like deep down inside. So I asked one of my homies. I asked several homies at different times when they're not together. I was like, yo, like, at what age do people fucking move out? Because like I don't have my shit together, and like I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? I don't want to get called out like for living at home type shit and not knowing what I'm gonna do. And he's like, nah, dude, like, to be real, at this, like in 2017, he's like, I know dudes that are like 35 at home. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, the thing now is, okay, well, from my parents, that era, they were out at 18. That's what my mom and dad like always
different
say.
Times,
like, that's what I'm saying. So like, it's much harder to move out now. So it's a different age now. I feel like it's not expected at 18. You just get kicked out. At 18, it's if you're not going to college, then you're pretty much staying at home for a little bit to save up money to move out, I feel like. But at 18, you either go off to college or you like stay and figure your shit out. But I don't know. I don't think it's not that big of a deal that I'm like only 21 and I'm still at home, which I feel like is really normal.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't know why I got into that topic, but I was just like just because you said the statistics of people living in their city still, and I remember like a lot of my friends it's weird. Now I'm gonna like interrupt your
Yeah, go
story
ahead,
and go
no.
into my shit. Like I was born in Brownsville, from like
Brownsville, what? You gotta be
Texas,
specific,
Brownsville, Texas. I'm not from New York. Like I was born there, and I made friends. Like for some reason, since I was like a little kid, I was always like somewhat popular. Like when I was in elementary school, like I had spiky hair. I was like the only kid with like the full like spike hair, fucking World Industry shirt, like skater, like really, yeah, like I was really like that guy. The kid with the DC shoes and the fucking
The fat ones,
yeah.
the fat DC shoes.
Yeah,
with the
like,
bar laces.
Yeah, so I was that kid for a minute in Texas, and this was like first grade to like fourth before I moved to Florida. But yeah, like I none of my friends that I made there. It's weird. Like I'm still friends with those kids. Those are like the fucking day ones, and we've been friends since the fucking like the beginning, you know, and yeah, I don't know. Like for a long time, they were kind of like at home also. And you know, I don't know. It's just been tripping me out, this whole age thing. But yeah, I'm from Brownsville. I was there till my fourth grade year, like mid fourth grade year, and then I moved to this city called Clewiston, which is here in Florida. And then I stayed here.
Explain that.
What do you mean?
That area.
Clewiston? It's weird. It's got like it's really, really bad. It's a fucking like okay.
It's like rural almost.
It's
rural for South. I can't say that. Rural. It's rural for South Florida because nothing in South Florida is rural. It's all city in South Florida.
What is rural?
Okay, it's like farm type shit. Like
for sure.
out in the country, I guess you could say.
Not really though. Clewiston is just a fucking like. Yes, it's surrounded by a bunch of fucking farmland, but
it's okay. It's by if you look at Florida and you see Lake Okeechobee, and like,
it's right next to it,
that
right underneath
area
it.
of Lake Okeechobee and shit like that.
Like the biggest thing in that city is Walmart. Like the fucking the locals that have lived there all their life, they call Walmart like the mall.
Yeah, that's the only like
the biggest thing
that's
there.
The only
It's
really chain
the
there.
biggest attraction there, I guess, is fucking Walmart. And I lived there all my middle school life, and was actually back and forth from Belglade to Clewiston a lot because of my dad's job and shit.
Belglade is the city right next to it.
Right next to
it's in the
it,
same
and
area.
it's fucking worse than Clewiston.
Yeah.
Like Belglade doesn't even have fucking Walmart.
Houses, like, it's weird. If you look at the houses, they're built on like stilts and shit like that. Like they're
Very
like
old school.
they're like 3 feet off the ground just so like it doesn't flood.
Yeah.
Florida, we have a bunch of rain here and shit like that. So they're built like almost on stilts. It's like super old. It's not like the. I mean, it is. I guess you could say it's a poor area.
No,
but
it
it's
is,
mostly
yeah.
just like it's just
It
really
really is.
old and like it's like a.
And the
old style
crazy
of
thing is that
living.
like Belglade gets like empty like when the fucking as soon as like the farming because there's first off Belglade's mostly like Haitian people there that work for this company called the U.S. Sugar where you get all your sugar from.
It's where all the sugar cane comes from, basically.
And as soon as the season's over, it's a ghost town. There's like nobody there. The only people that stay there are people that work like the fast food restaurants and all that shit.
Like 90, I would say like 98% almost.
Yeah,
like are people there
it's
for just
empty.
working?
Yeah, and then like it's just a bunch of farmers, the workers, and like that's about it. And about like 2% of the population is just people that just decide
There's not
to live there.
even like if you go through it, there's not even like a lot of houses there.
There really isn't. They're like
people
super
go
hidden.
there for work and then leave.
They're not even houses. They're just camps for workers, for
on
migrant
stilts
workers and shit.
It's
Yeah,
fucking weird.
yeah, it's super weird. So that's where I was for middle school, from like 5th grade. I remember it was 5th grade, from 5th grade to 8th grade, and then I left mid 8th grade. It was so weird. I got there mid 5th grade, and then I left mid 8th grade, and then I went back to Texas to do high school, and then I moved to fucking Florida. But
Where in Texas did you go?
I lived in Mission, Texas that time, and I went to high school there, and I met a bunch of my friends out there, and that was it. My life's not that interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so that brings us to basically where we met. Because I moved to West Palm when I was 12. I went to middle school and shit, and then my freshman year is when you and I met at Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And then
I was like 17.
That's where you and
yeah,
I
I was
like-
17. I was 17 when I met you.
yeah, and I was, what are you? I don't know, 15, I guess, because you're only 2 years older than me.
Yeah. Well,
Or
I'm like 1 year and a half.
it's
Yeah.
like
So,
weird.
that's about it.
That's okay. Like I
There's
feel
nothing
like
major that I should like talk about. I feel like for the most part, even people that don't know me have already known enough. You know what I mean? I've met people that have already known that that I'm from Florida, and then I had just met them type shit. So it's like I don't know what more to share, to be honest. Other than the fact that like I've been back and forth from Texas, like Brownsville. When I lived in Brownsville, we didn't have a lot of money. Clewiston, we definitely didn't have a lot of money. Belglade, no money. My dad just became really successful recently now, and he's been blessed to like have enough money to buy his own house finally in Texas. You know what I mean? And he's actually doing that because he knows that I'm like super passionate about Texas.
Yeah.
And he wants to give that to us. So
does the rest of your, okay, so when you do move back to Texas, is it your whole family? Does all your family want to move back, or what's up with that? Like, because I know you really miss Texas, but I don't know how your sisters feel. My family
does a really terrible job of like hiding the fact that they miss Texas. But we all like my childhood was all there basically, except for like the few years that I was in middle school here. Like I was there for the best times if you think about it. I was there as a fucking kid,
most of your high school,
and then I went back as a teenager, and I was like experiencing a lot of life out there, you know. Mm-hmm. So when I got taken away from that, it damaged my life. Like, and I say damaged because it really did. Like it damaged my life really badly. So these past like 7 years that I've been living here, it's been like hell almost. And maybe that makes me sound like a fucking little bitch, but it's the truth. Like that's my home.
Being taken away of where your heart is, basically, and like where you grew up and where all your like real friends are. That like, because there is a difference between the people in South Florida than like everywhere else. Like I can't even explain it to you. You'd have to experience it yourself. And it's even worse.
It's worse if you didn't grow up in Florida. Like the lifestyle here, it was a culture shock for me. Completely.
So when you have all that, it'll really fuck with your like brain, like, especially having a major culture shock like that.
Yeah, it was really hard for me to like,
because I know a lot of the Mexican culture is very like family oriented. They're very nice people and they're very like humble.
Even if it's outside outside of family, it's like the hospitality.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Shown.
I'm just talking about
here. It's like everybody's super cold with each other. It's fucking
everyone in Florida
weird.
Is very like focused on themselves. They put themselves before everywhere else type shit. Yeah, it really is like that. And like I don't know what it is about South Florida that makes it like that. I think
it's that there's so many cultures and so many pasts and so many, you know what I mean? It's like people are raised so differently that I'm pretty sure some people got raised into saying like, don't fucking hang out with those types of people. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And it's just like everybody kind of like after so many years, everybody was just like, all right, we'll stick around here. Don't come.
I know, like Miami is especially like that because there's certain parts of Miami that are like really fucking bad. And then there's certain parts of Miami that are really fucking nice.
Miami has Little Havana, like
I feel like that's every I feel like that's every major city. Every major city has a really nice part and then like a really shitty part. But like, I feel like since it's South Florida, it's so much more of a melting pot. Like you get every culture here, I feel like, which is awesome, and like, but sometimes they clash, obviously, because not everyone's gonna get along, because there's so many different like, just even types of like Hispanic cultures that are here.
No, for sure.
Like there's, like,
I was only used to just Mexicans. That's it.
and like in Miami, it is a lot of Cuban, but there's a lot of like other islands too, like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, all type of shit. So like all that gets meshed together.
A lot of Colombians too, Argentinians. I met a lot of Argentinians in PBC, and they're all
in West Palm, so like West Palm, it's like there's a lot of Europeans too, and in Miami there's a lot of Europeans too, which is weird. I know Argentina's not in Europe, but I'm just saying like there's a huge like.
I would always get into arguments with like this. Out of all the Argentinians that I knew in PBC, I would get into a lot of arguments with one because I would be like, yo, why are you pretending to be a fucking Argentinian, bro? You got a Mexican ass accent. And like he was telling me like, dude, our accents are not that different and shit like that. I was like, what? I don't know.
And I feel like in Texas you don't really get a lot of different cultures.
No, not for the most part. What I've seen, nah.
I feel like it's Mexican,
like
white, and black.
Easily like 98% Mexicans. The rest is just
especially South Texas, because we can't. Because Texas is fucking huge.
Brownsville is literally the last city in Texas when you read like the very southern point. Brownsville, it's like walking distance from Mexico. Like you're at the border at Brownsville basically. So that's where I was born, and I grew up there like all my like infancy and shit. So I'm just clearing that up. I forget, this is what people want to get to know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's more detail.
That's why I'm trying to go into detail itself.
No, for sure. Brownsville's right there. McAllen is like 15 minutes away, maybe less, maybe like 5-10 minutes from the border. Mission's even closer. Basically what I'm saying is we're right there with Mexico, so what we see is just a bunch of Mexican culture, Mexican families. There's a handful of like white people out there, and like Not that many like blacks or Asians for that, but they are there. They are there.
In
It's just not a lot.
Houston,
Not by the masses like over here.
Not in South Texas though.
Nah, you start getting more culture in San Antonio
Yeah.
and like Alamo and all those places. Alamo, that's way in the valley. My bad. Sorry, I thought about San Antonio and then I thought about the fucking Alamo. So yeah, I was raised a lot by Mexican culture, and then when I moved to Florida, I was like, "What the hell is
You're
all
like,
this?"
oh my god, there's a bunch of different cultures here.
Yeah, I was like,
So like,
"Who am I
for
gonna hang
me,
out with?"
since I really appreciate having so many different cultures in South Florida, especially because I would go to Miami a lot because my parents are from Miami, North Miami. So like, we would go to Miami often. We would go hang out on the beaches and shit. And because of that, I was raised around a bunch of different cultures. Like, I think there was like maybe 30 houses on our block, 20, 30 houses. And I think out of like maybe maybe 5 of them were white. So like I had a bunch of different cultures around me, different Hispanics, not even just Mexican. I had Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and a couple Mexicans. And then I had a few black people that are on my block too. So like I was raised around and hanging out with kids that were mostly, I don't even think I had a white friend
That's dope.
on my block. Like we hung out with just Hispanics and blacks the whole time. We just fucking played football and basketball. So like for me, it was easy for me to just get along with everyone, which is why I'm into such different like shit that come from different cultures, like rap music and shit like that. And I really like soccer and stuff because my friends used to play soccer when they were kids and they would talk to me about it. And I never was really into it until I got older. But like I took a bunch of different like little cultural things that I learned when I was a kid, and what like make me now, which is like why a lot of people think that I like, because even your friends were telling me that I sound Mexican, but I think that's just because I hang out with like, you and your family, and you guys are Spanish speaking household, and you guys have very strong Mexican accents.
We speak Spanglish.
Yeah, well, you guys speak English to me, and then you'll translate like what your mom says to me and shit like that, which is awesome.
Well, I always wanted my mom to like speak, because I'm always scared now with like all these videos appearing of like white people yelling at Mexicans. Be like, you speak American.
The thing about South Florida is like I doubt you get that here, because it's like, because
and
there's
Clewiston and shit like that.
Well, that's different, yeah. But you don't even go there no more, really. I mean, you guys still like work there, but like you don't go there to hang out. You go there for work and you go home, like type shit. But I really do appreciate coming from so many different cultures, which is why I can understand that like, if you were so accustomed to just a specific culture and you just are thrown into a different fucking area that's just every culture pretty much, because I'll
tell you what,
everywhere in South Florida, everywhere.
And the culture shock really settled in West Palm, because when I was going into middle school, like it was mostly blacks. It was mostly blacks. I was like one of the only like Mexicans there, and that like I was already kind of like used to like black culture and shit. Like they had, you know what I mean, like black culture's like it's like almost the same as Mexican. It's like very like family, very, you know what I mean. I was already used to that. Was not used to like West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach is like any other big city. It's like, here's a bunch of fucking racists, good luck. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we have everyone in like West Palm, which is weird because like there's a certain part of West Palm that's like quote unquote like rural. I can't say that fucking word. Like a countryside, which is like Locks or whatever. It's a place called Loxahatchee, and like that it's just like in the woods, but it's like 10 minutes outside the fucking city, so it makes no sense. But people pretend like they're fucking from the country and shit like that. And they have like, you'll see big ass trucks with Confederate flags on them and shit like that.
Dude, I see them all the time passing back here.
Yeah, and then you'll go 10 minutes outside of that, and
you're in the city.
Yeah, and then it makes no sense.
In downtown West Palm Beach.
Yeah, or if you go 20 minutes outside of that, you go to Belle Glade, and it's like 98% black, which makes no fucking sense.
It's
like,
crazy, bro. I'm telling you.
South Florida is such a melting pot that it makes no sense to anyone to be racist, because everyone's around you. You know, it's like, not just a specific culture. It's
the way I described like going to high school in West Palm Beach, because there is a lot of fucking drama in the short span. Like I saw fights. I remember that going to the PBC was the first time I had ever in my life seen a guy like borderline strike his girlfriend like in front of, you know, I was seeing crazy shit that like I was describing it
was
as.
Was he white?
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, dude, I had never seen that. Like we had to intervene, bro.
If you guys
I was like,
don't
chill.
know I'm white.
Yeah, Shane's white, by the way. He's not Mexican. We don't sound the same.
I'm only bringing this up because people thought that I was Mexican because they said that I sounded Mexican.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I get around you, like, in your family, I can understand why I can kind of have that, like, a little bit of slang, but I don't know. I don't feel like I sound like Mexican.
So back to what I was saying. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I had to clear that up real quick.
No, I feel that is definitely important. No, yeah, I was seeing crazy shit that like the only way I could describe this back to like my friends in McAllen Mission, it was like, dude, it's like, I know New York is known for this, but it's like a fucking concrete jungle out here, like to a certain extent. Like crazy shit's happening in West Palm all the time, and I seen like a lot of like racist tantrums and shit happen in PBC and shit like that. I was always scared that it would happen to me. It made my fucking anxiety worse. But like what I'm trying to say is like there's this fucking like everything is out here.
When he says PBC, by the way, it's our high school.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Palm Beach Central, whatever. So yeah, like I was exposed to a different, like not even like close to Belle Glade. Like this was different completely. So yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
It's just wild. I don't know. Florida is a concrete jungle, to me at least.
Florida's, and I don't even know how to describe Florida. It's just intense. Like, it's so. There's just so much crazy shit going on in Florida. There's so many crazy people. And I don't know why. I don't know why Florida is just a hub for crazy people. But it is.
You know what blew my mind? The fact that like the high school is 2 stories, bro. That's crazy to me. I don't know why. I'd never seen that. Yeah, like a 2-story. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
And then we have portables on the outside, which makes no sense.
Yeah, dude. Everything's so weird.
Fucking hated those portables. They're hot as shit.
Weird. It's huge. It's just big out here. If you have anxiety, you're not gonna like it down here. Straight up. Shit. I'm trying to think of like important points of going back and forth.
So like I can like, do you want to like kind of like, because we did the whole thing with music, like what we were into when we were young and shit like that, but like, what did we like? Okay, so like the stuff that I got brought up on is when I was a kid in Broward, heavy rap music, playing football and basketball all the time.
You want to get into like our likings?
Yeah, just like what we enjoy doing and stuff like that, because that'll help people kind of understand where we're coming from.
Yeah,
as well.
No, for sure, that's very important.
So as a kid, I really liked playing a bunch of video games. I really like. We already mentioned that shit, but
you said you played sports with the kids in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So, like, I always enjoyed football, basketball. I've always liked that type of shit. Like, I like all sports, really. My favorite sports are soccer and hockey, though. I fucking love soccer.
Soccer's dope.
I love, like, I don't know why, but I'm just super into soccer. Manchester United is my favorite team, just so you guys know. Fuck yeah. But, like...
God.
And I played video games a lot. I also liked anime, because, like, when I was young, my brother and I watched, like, it was mostly me, I guess. My brother watched some of it, but the first anime that I ever watched was Dragon Ball Z, which I feel like everyone was like, that's like their first anime too, which is why I have a Dragon Ball Z tattoo also, because like I fucking loved it as a kid.
What's your tattoo?
It's the fucking Majin Buu M. Just look up Majin Buu, B-U-U, Majin Buu M. That's what's on my stomach.
That's dope.
So I watched that when I was young, and then the shit that was on Toonami when I was young too, like Cowboy Bebop, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho.
I was watching that
all those shows, Trigun, all that shit.
The thing is that I was watching it but not understanding it.
Same. I feel the same way.
I just like the animation.
I
like the way, interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck was going on because Toonami would just play like... They wouldn't play random episodes, but I watched it like midway through the fucking show. So I was like, okay, what the hell? But I just watched it because I liked it. And then like recently I've gone back and watched all of them and shit like that. And they're awesome. The stories that they...
I'm figuring something out right now. Like... I never liked sports. I was in a baseball team and shit for a minute, but like I've realized now, like looking back, because you're telling me like you like sports and shit like that, like I've always liked skateboarding because like I never got into sports and shit, and you've known me for a while enough to like pick this up, and I'm just realizing is that I don't like rules.
No, yeah.
I can't fucking like if there's rules to sports and shit, I don't get into it. And that's why I like skateboarding. Skateboarding was like
that's why you kind of like hockey too.
Yeah, like skateboarding was always like there's no fucking rules. Like even where there are rules, like don't skate here, like you break the fucking rules and shit. That. So it's like
it's a different culture for sure.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like skateboarding is like a culture.
Yeah, it's blowing my mind right now.
I used to skateboard. It makes sense. I started skating when I was 9. I got my first board from like some Walmart board, like that people used to say.
Good.
But I was like learning how to skate at 9 and shit. Like I was ollieing and shit like that, which is like not a big deal, but it's like at 9 I feel like it was.
Yeah.
But it was awesome, and I skated until like really I got to high school and I just fucking stopped because I was.
Well, you're picking it up now. You're kind of like into it.
Yeah, well, I like skateboarding. I've always liked it, but like
I
do it just because it's just fun to like cruise around and like try and do tricks. And shit like that, but
I've always liked skating. I can't remember when I started. All I remember is that I started skating because the first time I got on a skateboard, I borrowed it from one of my friends in the neighborhood, his board, and it had like plastic trucks, like it wasn't even like a legit board, and like we were struggling hard at the time. I remember like we were like broke, and I broke this kid's fucking skateboard, and he like wanted me to fucking buy him a new one, and it's like, I'm a kid, like I'm not gonna pay
what
for
the
it.
fuck?
So my mom, like the mom came over and told my mom some shit, and like kind of like roasted us or some shit for like not. She's like, you better find a way to get it. So like she got two, one for me and one for the fucking kid. And that's how I started skating, because I was good. As the moment I started skating, I was good already at it. Like I can maneuver perfectly and shit. I hit this fucking crack on the road, and the fucking trucks broke. And when I got my first board, like everybody in the fucking neighborhood was like mind blown, because they were like, I was always the youngest everywhere that I went for some reason. Like in my circle of friends, I was always the youngest, and like there's these kids that were like in they were already in high school, and I was like first grade, second grade kid, like ollieing, board sliding shit, like doing tricks, and they were trying super hard for years to like get that shit. So that's how I started skating. Skating's a huge fucking like part of my life, for sure, because I still kind of do it.
You know, it's funny, when I was heavily influenced by skating too, but like I don't really, because I never really was good at it, so I don't really acknowledge it. Like I was alright, but like I wasn't like doing fucking tray flips off a 3-stair or like a 5-stair or some shit. But like I really liked like the culture and the music a lot too, because I remember like getting into like punk and shit like that was because I was playing Tony Hawk and hearing those soundtracks when I was like really young. Like hearing like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 type shit. That's like the first one I played, which is like I don't even know when that shit came out, but it was old as shit. I know that. So like that's where I got into a bunch of the music that I like, and like the style and the aesthetic almost, you know, I could say, like not really skateboarding in itself, but like the culture that it brings out.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Which is like why I got into punk and shit like that when I was young, and like why I liked it when I got into like hardcore music and shit like that.
As a kid, I never like soaked up like a sponge like any form of culture. It was just like. Dude, it's kind of like crazy that's like it's blowing my mind that I'm realizing this shit. I've always hated rules and shit. Like I was always into like Viva La Bam shit. Yeah. From the start, like Jackass, Wild Boys. I was watching that as a kid, and like I liked shit that like there was no like you have to follow this your whole life.
You know what's funny? Shit. My parents got me into Jackass and shit like that.
That's cool as fuck.
I don't remember when Jackass 2 came out, but I know I wasn't like. I couldn't have been older than like 13 or something like that, because my mom fucking took me to go see it. Just her and I went to go see Jackass 2 in the movie theater when it actually was out. And like I remember like my mom being like buying the tickets, and I was standing right next to her like a little kid and shit like that. And that's like the funny. Person like giving it to us just was like giving like me like a weird look. She's like, oh god, do they know what this fucking movie is? But like my mom and I and my dad used to like watch it when we were young and shit like that. So like I don't know. My parents had me at 26. Like my mom was 26, my dad was 25. So like they were kind of young when I was young. Like we would do a bunch of shit. They were very active in my life when I was young, which was like super important to me. Like obviously that's important for everyone growing up, but like because they were so young, they liked a bunch of shit that like I still like today.
That's cool as fuck. Yeah. My dad was always absent, not in a bad way. He just had a shit ton of work always. He was a fucking lawyer in Mexico for a long time, so he was always busy. But he was absent for the most part in all my youth. So I never had like somebody influence me like that. That's why I'm saying like it's all making sense right now in this moment in this podcast. I'm having fucking breakthroughs, man. Like I never liked rules, and I never liked sticking to shit. It was weird. I've always had like spiky hair or fucking weird clothing.
Dude, having a midlife crisis at 20.
Yeah, dude.
He's realizing all this shit.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It makes sense. Crisis. It just makes sense. It's like I've always been like this. It's because a lot of people have been fucking with my head lately. I've been feeling like I was a bad person or some shit. It's just I was just always like this. It's crazy. But yeah, nothing stuck to me for long. Skating was the shit though. I still skate. I'm not that good anymore, but...
What are you into now then? We could talk about the shit that we're into now and what like influence us and like what we do. Because we don't do a lot.
We really don't.
Like activity wise or anything like that.
I think like 10-year-old me would be super disappointed in me today.
Dude, same. I used to play sports every fucking day. I thought that I was, not that I was going to be a pro or anything, but I thought that I would at least carry it through high school.
I always thought I was going to be a pro skater.
That's funny.
That's why the child me is like crying right now.
What's that kid? Something Ortiz?
What?
That skater? Fuck. I forget his name. Was it Shane Ortiz?
Are you talking about Paul Rodriguez?
No. There's this kid, bro. I remember watching him when I was like, oh, god damn it, bro. Hold on, let me look at this shit up.
Ryan Sheckler.
Dude, yes, it's Ryan Sheckler.
Are you
It's
gonna
Tony
look it up?
Hawk, bro. Dude, I don't know. It reminded me of like, because he fucking looks like you and he's Mexican. And I forget his name.
Oh my god. Are you fucking profiling me?
No, he's actually Mexican.
No, I'm
I
kidding.
was like, I was gonna say,
And-
something Ortiz is fuck.
Bro,
but,
like that whole like Viva La Bam shit is like a heavy influence of what I wanted to do with Obscene, where I still want to, and just very lost in no sauce right now.
Ooh, we can talk about being lost because I can talk about that for fucking
You
days.
want to talk about getting lost in life? Let's do it.
So I'm
Lead
21
the way.
and I don't like anything. I don't dislike anything, and I like things like I like music and I like video games and I like I don't know, sports, and everyone has like things that they like, but I haven't, which I feel like is a lot of people's problem, but I don't know what I'm passionate about. In my head I feel like I'm never gonna figure it out because I've tried things. I've tried going to college and shit like that, and I hated it. I hated going to classes and shit because I could never find like something that I actually wanted to go for to motivate me to go. I just felt like I was going because like it's what my parents wanted. They always talked about how they never went to college and all this shit. I was like the first person in our family to go to college and all this, and that they were proud of me for it. So I kind of half-heartedly went for them, and because I thought that it would give you a better life, better opportunities and jobs, which it does depending on what you want to go for, and depending on what you want to do with your life. But like I would just end up not going anymore, and I was just super unmotivated, and like I don't know if it's because of laziness or it's because like I don't have a passion. Are
you lazy? Would you say that you're a lazy person?
I feel like I am, but because everything that I do, I feel like it doesn't have a purpose.
Well, define what you think is lazy first.
Just not being motivated to do anything, being unmotivated and sitting around and just kind of not doing anything, basically, is laziness.
And
to me.
you do that a lot?
I feel like, but like, because I'm not striving, because I don't have a goal. I feel like if I had a goal, I would be working towards it if I actually had a goal in life or a passion or something like that, but I don't.
Do you think that like deep down inside, you say you don't have a goal, but you're masking it by some sort of like unmotivating like event or some shit? Like,
no.
You think somebody stole away like your goal or made you feel
No,
bad
when I was
for
a
it?
kid, I never had anyone tell me that I couldn't do anything or anything like that. Like, it was never like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that, you can't do this, you can't do that.
I had that problem.
The minute genuinely don't know what I am passionate about, and I don't know what I want to do in my life. And I've tried different things, and I've tried like I've tried like going to school. I was going to school for nursing and I hated it, and then I tried going for like programming and I hated it. I hated doing the fucking what's that shit called? Programming, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I tried because I like computers and shit like that, but then I tried doing like coding. That's what I didn't like. I fucking tried doing coding and all this shit, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And I thought I would like it because I like computers and I like doing shit with computers and I like being able to like build computers and shit like that. But like, I don't know like what it is. I just don't. I haven't been able to find a passion, and my problem in life is like, it's like I recognize all this shit and I recognize that I don't like anything really, and I don't have a passion or anything, and like I see all this happening and I'm kind of like okay with it. Like, it's not scaring me, it's not bothering me. I've kind of just accepted that I don't like anything really. Like, I have interests, but I don't like anything. I don't love anything. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, like, I'm like, the way that my outlook on life is kind of, I feel like kind of influences that, because I feel like I'm just here and then I'm gonna die and then that's it. Like, I'm here because of just an evolution type shit.
Oh my god.
And like, and which I don't even know if it's true or not. It just makes the most logical sense to me through schooling and shit like that, and like just researching shit on my own and just being on the computer and like looking up different things. It's the thing that I'm not sure it's 100% true, but out of every option in my head, at least, it makes the most sense. I can be like, yeah, okay, I can understand that the most. Which, and like, because of that, I feel like that kind of makes me be okay with not doing anything in my life, because like I don't really care about anything. Which just sounds super meta, right? It sounds like, oh, I don't care about anything, I'm fucking so cool. But like, it's not even like that to me. It's just like I genuinely.
But why do you think that that like makes you feel some type of way? Like, why would that be a problem in defining that you don't like anything? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't know if that's it. But I'm just guessing. I don't have a reason.
Are you saying that like if God fucking came down and said, "Hey Shane, I'm a thing," you're gonna feel motivated then or some shit?
No, it's not that. Like, I'm just kind of using that not as an excuse, but it's I don't know why I feel this way. I don't know why I don't have a passion, and I don't know why I don't care that I don't have a passion and that I don't have a goal in my life.
You think that like life is purposeless in general?
Well,
because that right there would make me say, well, I'm gonna give it a fucking purpose.
I look at it that way, but I don't think that the thing is, I don't know why I don't have a passion, and I don't know why I'm okay with not having passion, just kind of doing nothing. I feel like I should probably talk to a therapist about this shit because I don't know what to do in my life, and I feel like to have like a third party outlook that doesn't know me, and if I kind of explain everything. Well,
that's why I'm asking you like weird questions that I wouldn't ask as a friend, because I've already been to therapy several times, and that's what they would ask you. It's like, did anybody ever like fucking intervene or some shit? Would tell you like, hey, that's whack. You should stay in school. Whatever you're trying. If games are whack.
My parents, they wanted me to go to college because they didn't go to college, and because of that they struggle financially. That's their reasoning. But they're not like, if you don't go to college, you're gonna be unsuccessful in life. They were never.
That's what I had to hear. Sadly, when my dad was not in my life till now, which was like 7 years ago, and I was just in high school, and well, not just in high school. Technically, I was a fucking senior already, and he started like drilling in my head like, you're too fucking old to be skateboarding. Like, don't fucking skate anymore. Like, you're too old to be fucking doing music and shit like that. So at that age, I was already freaking out because I thought I had to like satisfy his needs and shit and wants for me. And he forced me to go to fucking college. Like, name one producer right now or fucking artist that became successful because of a fucking music degree. No. Never. I tried telling this to my dad, and he was like, no, you go to school or you get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah,
and
people do that shit for like engineering maybe, but like even.
And I told him, I was like, dude, I just want to make fucking music. Like, it's one of those things that I know deep down inside that it's gonna work out for me. Like, if you just let me do my fucking things, you'll see that it works. And he never liked it. He's very old school. He doesn't like fucking piercings, tattoos, none of that. So like, I really couldn't build an image for myself even now. So it's like all my shit, I feel like that's fucking me. It's not like I'm gonna get famous because I look fucking, because I got piercings and tattoos. I'm just saying, like,
I don't know, man. SoundCloud rappers are making it work.
No, I'm saying, but it works all together. And I've had these ideas since high school, bro. Imagine if I did it. Imagine if I never had a dad like that, and I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna do it this way. Like, who knows where I would be? But no, I definitely did have like pressure, and like I've stopped skating many times just because that replays in the back of my head, like my dad sounding super disappointed that I was like 18 skating. I wasn't even 18, I was like 17, 16.
Did your dad like have a thing that he wanted you to do? Like, did he want you to be like what he was doing, or like?
Nah, not really. He always told me that like his whole like lawyer shit sucked. Well, that's because like shit got nasty as fucking Mexico real quick with the whole like drug shit happening over there. So nah, it's just he just wanted me to like, and I always feel guilty like every day when I think about it. Like, he always wanted me to like have my shit together, you know what I mean? Because my dad never, like, on this side, he's making a shit ton of money. He's doing it without a degree, but he did struggle a lot. Like, it took him fucking years before we got to Florida, and like he struggled a lot. Like, this dude barely speaks English fluently even today. He barely speaks English and stuff. I guess he just didn't want me to end up like him, but like, I'm down to fucking suffer, and I'm down to struggle. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point of life. You know what I mean? Like, he just, that whole like, he put a lot of pressure in my life. Like, that definitely did fuck me up psychologically, and just in general, just stress that I did not need. So that's why I was asking you if that's what you were experiencing, because even when I'm tracking, when I release like a good song, like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like my dad would not like this at all. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like weird. It's like, that's going to stick to me forever, man. Even if I did make like success out of it, I'd probably still feel guilty. But no, that's why I was trying to like figure out what's going on with you. 'Cause I see all the passions that you're in. I see what you're passionate about, just hanging out with you. You like music a lot. You like video games a lot. You you like living. You just don't admit it. You like
No,
checking shit out. You
I
like
don't-
exploring. You like trying new things.
What I know I like people. I like conversations. I like meeting new people. I like learning new things about people and cultural and stuff like that, cultural wise and stuff like that. Which is all like why when I watch Narcos, or why when I'm with my girl in California who's Mexican, and why I'm with you when here and I ask you what words mean, or
Yeah.
like it's because I'm super interested in the culture and stuff like that, and I'm genuinely like, and I don't know if that like. I don't know, like I just like people, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me to say that, but also say that like I don't think we're here for a reason, because I don't. And like I don't know if I feel like I just like things. Like I love playing video games and stuff like that. Of course, it's fun. I love music. I love rap culture a lot. I love just rap in general and stuff like that. But none of those things I think about like turning that into a career or anything like that. I just enjoy them because I enjoy passing time with them. You know what I mean?
I think what it is, if I was to like give you any form of evaluation, I think it's like some form of like an insecurity almost. Like you don't see yourself good enough to do something with those things. Because there's a lot of people that are like that they're like I used to be I never thought I could rap. I used to be super hard on myself. I used to keep that shit in until high school. And then I met Kent. We dropped a fucking track as a joke, like a legitimate joke. And people were like, damn, dude, what
Which
the
one was
fuck
that?
is
Was I
this?
there for that?
Yeah, you were. You were there.
Because you guys were.
It
I
was
know
a
you
big
guys
spender.
were.
The big spender
You guys
shit.
were recording in your fucking
Laundry room.
Laundry room.
Yeah. So we started out there.
That was
dude.
the first fucking one. I was on that song too.
Yeah, that was my first. And,
And
people,
I didn't know what the
you
fuck to
remember,
do.
dude. People were like, yo, what the fuck is this? And then, you know what I mean? We started going to studios and
Yeah,
shit.
for that to be your first song, it was good.
Yeah,
for that
so
to be your
like-
first song
and
rapping
I
ever.
never really listened to fucking rap to begin with. The only thing I was listening to at the time was fucking Tyler the Creator.
Dude, I hope no one finds my verse on that.
No,
I
it's
don't remember-
down. It's
I don't
already down.
remember
It's
what it
taken
is
down.
at all, but
Good luck,
I
guys.
know it was fucking trash.
No, yeah. Like
How old were we?
17, I was
I was
17.
like 16.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I used to like I definitely did find passion in skateboarding. I fully believed in myself, mainly because I read people's reactions. Like I don't like if I see that somebody isn't like blown back by something that I did, I'm obviously not gonna pursue that. You know what I mean? Like I'll be like, hey, I'm not good. But I was always naturally good at music and naturally good at skating, and like I always wanted skating to be my first, and then like music as a side. But even then, I wasn't thinking about rap music. I was thinking about like music. I never really had a goal. I just always a specific sound. I always wanted it to be a thing. But yeah, I'd probably think that like you just don't see yourself capable of producing something like that, even if it's not music, or you know what I mean. Like I just feel like you like doubt yourself a lot, and then the doubt turns into like fear almost, and then you run away from the fear.
Well, I've never tried to do any of that stuff in a career sense. Like, the thing about me is, like, I don't know what I want to do as a career or even as a fucking job. I'm just working because I need to have money for the bills that I need to pay, basically. That's the only reason why I have a job. Like, I would love to find something that I'm actually passionate about and make a career out of it. That's everyone's fucking goal, right? But, like, nothing in my head, I'm like, dude, yes, I can turn that into a fucking career and be successful with that. I just like things. Like, I never think about it in a career sense.
But me
like,
neither.
I
never thought about my shit. It was until people start believing in you and them telling you what the... Like, it's one thing to have a close friend be like, damn, bro, like, you're going to be doing world tours. But, like, obviously, this is your friend gassing you up. But when fucking strangers and shit start believing in you, like, dude, you remember, like... I was still in PBC when that picture with the fucking kid with the obscene shirt. I was never friends with that kid until I saw that. Like, people started fucking sharpieing like obscene on shirts and shit for me. At that time, I still wasn't even thinking like, damn, I'm gonna be a fucking musician or I'm gonna be a famous rapper. Like, it's until people start believing in you, like legitimately, people that don't know you, that want to get to know you and relate to you and shit. That's when you're like, all right, let's see what I can fucking work out of this type shit. I think that's one of the biggest. That's one of the things that like changed my life here in Florida, was seeing that. Because like in Texas, I'd get a lot of support and shit, but never to the point where like this one day I decided to like skate in my neighborhood, like the basketball courts. There's these basketball courts here, and I bumped into this kid, like literally bumped into him because he was riding a fucking nickel board, and I like bumped into him and I was like, sorry. And then he went down and we met up again in the fucking, We met up again in the fucking like basketball courts, and I look at his shirt, and he has like a tie-dye. I was making tie-dye shirts at the time, and I was like selling them basically. And he had a tie-dye shirt with obscene, just like in huge fucking letters sharpied in, and it fucking blew my mind. Like, he looked at me like if I was like Earl Sweatshirt, bro. He was like what? And he came up to me, he's like, "You're fucking Tito, right?" I was like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Dude, like, your music's so good." Like, and he was explaining to me. It was weird seeing, like I said, it would be one thing if it was like Shane that said that to me. I'd be like, damn, I guess it was alright, you know what I mean? But this is a fucking kid that's way younger than me. Listen to my actual fucking lyrics and the story, because back then I was dropping like legitimate music, like there's problems and shit on my tracks, and like this kid was like freaking out that he actually met me, and like he has his own problems. He had like a shit ton of problems at his age, and we would always link up. I would always make sure he was okay, because like I started becoming like more like worried for him, because you know what I mean, at that age so much can happen. He can go down, start doing drugs and all that shit. So like I was kind of like his mentor from that point on, and like till this day we still kind of talk. But like what I'm trying to get at is like, you won't believe you. Sometimes you don't believe in yourself. Like, you want something for yourself, but you're so insecure like deep down inside that you won't see yourself succeeding in something. But maybe if you gave it a try and you saw how people genuinely react to it, that's what fucking blows your mind. That's what gives you more motivation. That's what like gives you life. That's what makes you like not even care. Like, when I hit that point, like, dude, we were always like really like super like atheists at that point. When I started seeing shit like that, people believing in me, it was like I had a purpose to be alive almost. Like, and this is like back then I wasn't even getting that many plays. Or actually, yeah, I was. I got like 2,000 plays in that one song. Yeah. And I never believed in myself in rap. I never thought I would make it. I thought people were joking with me at first, but then I started like, another instance was when I went to my sister's Emerald Cove, the fucking elementary school. Middle school. I went to her middle school once to see like a fucking play or some shit. And like more kids fucking recognized me. Like, my mom would tell me, like, I was minding my own business. I usually listen to my music in my like Apple headphones everywhere that I go. So I wasn't paying attention, but it was my mom who like tugged my shirt. She's like, "Dude, there's a whole pack of like little kids following you, and they're saying that you're Tito and shit." And these are kids way younger than me, bro. I was a senior. Mm-hmm. And these are like little fucking like 6th graders and shit. And like my little sister told me, like, ever since that like they treated her differently because they found out that like I was her brother and shit like that. So like, you'll be surprised if you like gave, and this isn't just like a message to Shane, this is a message to like anybody.
Because like, the thing is I'm not insecure about anything. Like, I'm not insecure about what I do. I'm not insecure about like.
Well, no, I'm saying like, if you're scared to like, you should never be scared to give something a shot, like, by any means. Like, bro, a lot of people laughed when I even mentioned like, hey, I did a rap song. Yeah. They're like, okay, like, you rapping, yeah, like, yeah. So like think. Definitely you should just try it, a lot of shit, because
well, that's my problem. Like, I like again, there's things that I like and shit like that, but I'm not like, dude, you know what I should do with video games? Turn that into a fucking career. Dude, you know what I should do with fucking rap music? Not be a rap, because I would never be a rapper.
Well, now that we have somewhat more free time, and now that it's like, I feel like in high school you don't really think of things legitimately, you know what I mean? You don't see things for like, hey, career wise. Now that we're out of high school, I think we can both see that like a future in music is super possible. It can happen to anybody. A future in video games, super possible. It's fucking happening like every other month to somebody new.
That shit's so saturated.
Even if it's saturated, it's still, even if you weren't the biggest fucking gamer, you're living, you're getting money because of something that you genuinely like.
No, of course. Like, but that's the thing. I don't want to like, it's not that it scares me or anything like that, but like, thinking of video games in a money getting way is like I don't want to turn something that I actually enjoy and shit like that into a job and then hate it.
But that's what
But that doesn't make me not want to do it or anything like that. But like, because I haven't even put myself out there to try and make a video game a job, because I don't really think of it that way. You know, that's why I'm not like, dude, I should do this as a career, because I don't think about playing video games as a career, because it's just something that I enjoy to do. I don't think about like rap music as a career. It's just something that I'm really interested in. Just rap culture in general, not even like, not producing rap music, but just the culture and things that come outside of it and stuff like that. Like a lot of fashion now because of it and shit like that. And just like, I don't know, there's like, it's a whole just hub of culture and I love it. But the thing is like, I like culture. You know what I mean? I like learning new things. I like learning about new cultures and shit like that.
Become a writer.
No, fuck that. I can't do that. I'm not creative.
Man, I'm trying to like end this fucking podcast with like we figure out what the hell you're gonna do for your career. I don't know, man. I'm trying to like help.
I don't have that part of my brain.
We
where
never
I'm
really
creative.
talk about this. Also,
No,
so
no.
we usually just we do what we like and that's it. We don't really question what we want to do fully and shit. I'm very outspoken about it because I fully believe in myself, and I'm willing to like try. But Shane, I've never really heard much of.
Well, I haven't tried anything because there's nothing that I like see that in my head I'm like, dude, I need to do that. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm waiting for that, but at the same time, I feel like if I wait around too long, I'm never gonna find it.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to come to that. Like, my shit was completely accidental, and then it was a realization.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People have told me that because I've had this maybe not as much in detail, but I have told people that like I don't really have passion. I'm kind of scared that I don't like. Not scared is the bad word for it because I'm not scared. It's just that it's something that I'm aware of. I'm just very aware that I don't have a passion and I'm not working towards a goal right now, and it's shitty. But I'm not like scared of it. I don't know how to explain it. It's a weird feeling.
Worried?
No.
Concerned?
That's the thing.
Anxious? Are you anxious about that?
No, because I don't think about it, and I don't get like. It's just something that I know is there. It's just something that I'm aware of. It doesn't affect me in any way. It's just something that I'm aware of. So, when I've had the conversation with people, they're like, "Oh yeah, you'll find it eventually" and stuff like that. And I don't. In my head, it's like maybe I will. Like maybe I'll stumble upon it one day. I like find something that I actually really enjoy. But it's like I don't want to. It's like, yeah, I can't work towards it or anything like that, or like because I don't. If it just happened upon me, but like. I don't want to be the people that like I'm like 30. I'm like still like do what the fuck.
No, I don't think it'll come to that. The thing like one trait that I've always noticed since a kid that it does fuel this whole anything that I do when it comes to skating and music is that I've always loved helping people, especially with skating. If someone wanted to learn something like. For some reason, every time I've skated, I've always had little kids always come watch me do like tricks and shit. And the minute somebody asks me for help, like I never like deny them the help. Like I remember when I was living in Texas in Mission, my neighbor was like this little kid, never fucking rode a skateboard in his life, and he would always like he would play basketball, but I knew he was using basketball as an excuse to like be outside with me, because he would just like drop the ball after a certain time and just watch me because I had a rail and everything in my old house, and I actually fucking approached him because I was like, this dude's fucking staring at me, right? And I was like, do you know how to skate or something? He's like, no, but I wish I did. And I was like, I had like 3 decks at the time. I literally like gave him one. I was like, don't fucking like break anything. Be very careful. But like, if you want to learn some shit, like come to my house type shit. Anyways, what I'm saying is like, I've always liked helping, even when it comes to music, because a lot of people, when they hear certain tracks, they're actually listening to the lyrics and they'll like message me after. Like I remember I've shown plenty of people songs at like parties, like when you really don't want to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like when people are like, show us your song, and you're like, nah, dude, chill with that.
Awkward.
And then like dude, I've had people fucking like have goosebumps sometimes from like how detailed I would be in my music, and like that right there, it's like the door open for them to like say some shit to me that's like super deep almost, and it's like I've always liked being some form of like help to somebody else, you know? Mm-hmm. So I know that deep down inside, like one of the biggest fuels in my life, whatever career I'm gonna fucking choose to do, it's gonna be helping people, especially like with mental health now at this day and age. Like mental health would be like a fucking huge like help for somebody else, but like it's always been like it always leaves me feeling like fulfilled that I help somebody out. Yeah, even if it's just skating or music, whatever it is, helping is my thing. So maybe that's what you kind of should like focus on doing also. It's like, since we're talking about being lost, I think you should be really intact with yourself fully.
What I struggle with, I guess, is like, I feel like not disconnected, but I don't know how else to explain it. from like understanding why I feel like a certain way, or understanding like I don't even know, like it's just like, I'll give you a weird example. Like I'll like, I don't know. Let me think real quick, cause like I don't know how I feel day to day, type shit. Like I'm not conscious of like if I'm happy, sad, or anything like that. I feel like I kind of am in like a rut almost, and I'm kind of doing the same thing day in, day out, and I'm just kind of like, it's just kind of happening. Like I feel like I'm like watching everything go by, and I'm not really aware of myself or like the things that are like how I feel about a certain thing. Like, you know, I don't know how to explain that.
That's a very
but like
weird.
I don't even know how my body feels. Like I don't know how I feel when I like eat a certain thing or something like that, or like I feel disconnected.
Maybe you're fucking focusing so much that you.
No, I don't
you
focus on anything
feel.
though. I feel like even at work or something like that, like I don't even like, I don't know, man. Like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel very like disconnected from the world, and mostly myself. Like I feel like I'm very like.
Maybe you fucking grew up like forcing like unhealthy coping habits all your life. That like
Like what?
No, like straight up, dude. Like damn, like this is getting dark in the blend, guys. I need help. Send backup. Nah, it's weird, dude. Like shit. I've never heard somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
I've
Like
never
that's
heard
why
somebody
that's
speak
why
like
I
that.
say that I'm just here,
I think,
and I don't have a goal or a fucking like I'm just here.
nah, I think
I think that I'll find
what
it
you need.
eventually,
What you
but-
need is like a strong, super strong support system. I mean, like get your family involved and tell them like, hey.
What I also I don't have like a person that I look up to. Like I don't have like
me
a certain
neither.
person where I'm like,
Me
dude,
neither.
yes,
That's
like,
what makes
I
me
don't have
feel
like
lost.
any type of mentor. in my life.
I've actually, I think I said that in the last podcast that I need a mentor for sure, because I've adapted a lot of thinking, like I like thinking patterns that became like basically obsessions that fuel my anxiety, and I need like a fucking mentor to like help me fucking change that up, because it's not easy. It's kind of weird, like when it comes to like being mindful and shit like that, it's not easy once you get stuck in any shape or form, whether it's like an obsessive thing or just thoughts that you can't shake. Like it becomes really hard to like break from that cycle. So if that's definitely what you think you're experiencing, then you should definitely like hit up like a therapist or
That's
some
what I'm
shit.
saying. That's why I wanted to, just to kind of like, it's not even that I need someone to like chill me out, because I don't have
Anxiety and shit like
yeah,
that?
I don't
No,
struggle
yeah.
with anxiety. I just
You're too chilled.
the thing is,
I'm too on
yeah.
edge and you're too chilled out.
I'm too okay with not doing
Yeah.
anything, and I'm
I
too
mean,
okay with just being here and like just wasting.
I'm just here
my
for the
time,
ride.
basically. Like I'm okay with me just like wasting my time.
Oh,
Not
hell
like,
no.
dude, this is good or anything.
I'm
like
always
that.
freaking out 'cause I feel like
aware
I'm
of
wasting
it.
time.
Yeah, I'm aware that I'm wasting time, but I'm not doing anything about it.
I think definitely what you should do is
Because I'm not, and I feel like I would do something about it with the time that I had.
Yeah.
If I found something that I'm actually passionate about, that I love doing and stuff like that, but I don't. I feel like I just pass time with the things that I like.
it feels like that right now. Maybe you're depressed, dog. I feel like that right now because that's basically what I'm okay with, like living the way I do, you know what I'm saying? But subconsciously
Same.
I'm reminding myself like, hey, like you like helping people, how are you gonna help people if you're just fucking like not doing anything?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't have that.
Okay, no, so,
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't have that at all. Which is why I'm like, saying being okay with it is not
Yeah,
the
you're-
right term, but it's the term that I'm like using
you're just
right now because I
numb.
just don't
You're
know.
numb.
Yeah, I
already.
don't-
You're numb, but you know you
I'm
want.
aware that I'm numb,
Yeah,
and I
you're
don't
numb.
want to be, but
Yeah,
I don't know what
you're
to do to
numb
not
and
be.
you don't want to be numb, and then you don't know what the next move is. But I definitely
and I
think
don't
what
know
you should
why I'm numb.
what you should do is, this is just what I've learned from therapy and all sorts of like life experiences, is you should get like a strong support system. Like I said, definitely incorporate your family in this, because
Well, I don't have.
they do care about
The thing
you
is,
a lot.
no, I know that, and I'm aware of it too. And I know my parents would do anything for me.
Yeah.
My family would do anything for me, not just my parents. But like, I don't like. What would I need a support system for?
That's what I'm saying. What you should do is get a support system and just try different things, but things that you're good at, not new things. We're kind of like, I mean, I'm not saying like hold back. I'm saying like find things that you're good at and like do them legit as possible as that you can.
Well, I don't know what I'm good at. Like I feel like I'm good at.
You're good at with people and shit, conversations.
That's
you're
what I'm saying, but I don't know like.
You can incorporate that. Like that's already a big fucking step, because I like me. when I'm doing a show, I'm decent at like talking to people and having like the crowd and shit going, but like you put me in front of a camera in a live stream and I would not know what to say.
Yeah.
And you do. And that's what people pay money for, is someone like Dr. Disrespect. He knows what he's fucking doing, because I mean, even if it's because he's old and he's experienced a lot, you're at a fucking higher advantage because you're young and you already know how to work your way through different kinds of people, especially growing up in South Florida with all this culture shit we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
which I feel like is why I'm so good with like people in conversations.
Yeah.
Because
you're just,
I'm attributing it to being around a bunch of different cultures when I was young.
And not everybody has that. Like, people from the valley, they're used to like a certain amount of people. You know what I mean? Like, that's why people like you would end up being successful in whatever they try. You just gotta like find your niche, bro. You gotta find something that I never saw music as like a fucking career option. I saw skating as a career option, but even then that career is very limited.
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't look at anything as a career option. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
I know what you mean, but you need to find, like, that's that saying right there. That saying is like, fucking, how does it go? Turn your passion into a job and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's what that is. Like, you need to find.
And I want to do that, and I would love to do that. Everyone, of course, would want to do that. That's everyone's ideal life, right?
Yeah, but is everybody down to like step up to the plate and fucking swing? Like, fuck no. That's what I'm saying. Don't be okay with like not taking that chance. I took the chance. I could have probably had a lot more success, but my life has played out different.
To use that same like analogy, the thing is, my problem is not swinging. You know what I mean? That's not like, the thing is that the ball's not being thrown to swing at. You know what I mean? And just to stick to that analogy again, like, I don't know what I'm passionate about, so I don't know what I want to strive towards or like make a goal out of. That's what I'm saying. If
you died and you replayed your life, what would you regret the most not doing type shit?
Nothing.
So you live your life with no regrets? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't look at the time that has passed as like a wasted opportunity or anything like that.
What would if you died, what would you have wished you did with your time? Be real though. Like, what would, like, in your idea like of like success, if success to you is like a fucking mansion with a fucking Ferrari outside and a hot ass wife, what did you do to get there type shit is what I'm trying to get to. It's what I'm trying to get out of you.
Success in my head would be
the cliche shit.
No, it's none of that. It's not a big house, a nice car. It's literally like an apartment by myself, being comfortable with just like not having to worry about money, but not having so much of it that like I can do whatever. I don't care about that. I care about, I guess, comfortability and just the thing is, I really like solitude and being by myself. I love people. It's weird because I love people and I love having conversations with people and stuff like that. But like, I really do enjoy my time in my room where I'm sitting there by myself or something like that. But at the same time, I love like being around people and stuff like that. But like, when I go home, I'm okay with just being alone, which is weird. But like, so like an ideal, I mean, this mindset in my mind right now, because I can, in 10 years it'd be different, and 10 years ago it's probably different. Our ideas and our ideals are changing all the time, right? So like the things that I like today, I'm not gonna like a year from now, maybe. You know what I mean? Especially at this age, it's changing. But in this mindset right now, I would totally be okay with just a fucking like a small apartment in like a city or something like that, chilling and like just being comfortable with just like having a car that's not like a fucking Lambo or anything like that. I don't care about that. Like, I like nice cars and shit like that. Who doesn't? But like, I'm not like striving towards getting a really expensive car like a Tesla or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really like think of those things in that way. I just kind of am like, you know. So like when I look back on my life right now, if I were to die tonight and then God, like, let's say God, right? Let's just use an example. Be like, here, this is your life. Like, what did you do with your life? Why should I let you in or something like that type shit? And it's like, or what did you do with your life? What do you regret? Like, you're here, you're 21. Like, do you think you could have done so much more? And in my head, at the moment, I'd be like, well, not really. Like it just happened. You know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with like things just happening.
Dude, I'd freak out. I'd be like, damn, I never dropped a mixtape, dog. What? I'd be like,
like,
no, you see, like, damn, dude, nah.
I guess like one thing like would be taking school more seriously, just because of talking about that comfortability and stuff like that. Like, getting a decent job would just kind of be like.
Well, that's not like a decent job would get you an apartment and a good car.
Well, that's what
like,
I'm saying.
I don't know, man. Maybe
I just don't have a passion.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
You should, whoever's listening, message me or Shane and tell us what you think. What's going on with Shane? Because did you hear that? My dog breathed really weird.
Your dog's snoring.
There are people that just, dude, they just work and that's it. That's all they did.
Yeah,
and that's totally fine.
And I've had
that's totally fine.
I'm pretty sure it was. I don't want to drop names, but like one of my friends told me they were like, it's okay that you don't have a career
perfectly
or anything.
Fine.
You can totally just make money and then just enjoy your life outside of work. You don't have to make like which in my head I'm just kind of like, well, yeah, at this point, yeah. But it would, of course, everyone wants that in their life, like something they're passionate about to like make a career.
But yeah, but people with that drive find it right then and there. Like those kids that like their parents signed them up for fucking baseball and they fucking instantly fell in love with it and then they did it their whole lives type shit. Like I feel like with you fucking felt something very hardcore passionate over. And like you either neglected it or someone made you feel bad for it.
I've never been passionate about anything.
Then I don't know. I have too much belief in my friends to be like, then you don't fucking have a passion. I feel like you do.
I don't know. Maybe the thing is, I believe like, in a lot of people. If I think about it, I can't come up with anything. If I think about something that I'm passionate about, I can't give you like that one thing that in my head I'm just like, dude, yes, this. I don't have that. And I've never had that in my past where I'm just like, dude, yes, this. And I was just like told not to like pursue it or anything like that. That's never happened to me. My parents are very supportive. My family is very supportive in anything that I do.
Of course.
Like I've told my parents that we were doing a podcast. And oh, dude, that's sick. Let me hear it. That's literally what they told me. Maybe, not, oh, dude, that's sick. But they're like, oh, that's awesome. Let me hear it. And I've showed them each one.
Support you because nobody supported me at all. And that's what drives my shit like to the next gear almost. My mom kind of like...
Well, my parents are disappointed that I'm not going to school. But that's because they didn't go to school and they struggle because of it. You know what I mean?
That's the school's like different. I'm talking about like career-wise or just anything that... Like, I remember like they were trying to sponsor me when I was skating over there and shit. And like my mom was always like, that's cool, I guess. You know what I mean? Like nobody was ever like, fuck me. Like... I've never had, not even my sisters.
Something like that.
Nobody has ever, like, they believe in me, but they don't, like, fucking push me to, like, try hard or anything. Like, it's always been like, oh, that's good. Like, at least you're not fucking smoking weed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how it is for me. And I think that, like, my dad was completely, and he still is, like, he doesn't want me fucking with music anymore. He doesn't want me fucking riding skateboards anymore. He doesn't want me doing anything if it's not, like, school or work related. And that drives me to like keep doing it because it's like this is, you know what I mean, like this is me, like I know what I fucking personally want. So I don't know, like hopefully by the next episode we get to the bottom of this.
This will all be solved in 1 week.
No, for sure. Nah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just like it makes me sad because I'm somebody that's super passionate about shit. You know what I mean? It makes me not sad, but like it makes me wish that like you found your thing because like once you find it. It becomes your whole life.
And I want that.
Yeah, it becomes your whole fucking life.
It's not like I'm like, okay, well, I'm okay with not having a career.
It becomes your whole life because right now, today, that I don't believe in myself anymore, there are people messaging me not to quit, not to give up. Where's the mixtape? When's the next song? When's merch? When's the fucking videos dropping? You know what I mean? Like... That's what I mean by that, by like it becomes you, like straight up. The second you find it, it becomes you, and the support will never stop until you stop believing in yourself fully. And I think that's what I want for you. That's what I want for all my friends. That's what I want for anybody that's like in the suck.
Yeah, I even tweeted this. I went to go check this tweet because I know I tweeted it like last week or something like that. I tweeted, I was like, I wish I had a passion in something so I can spend all my time and energy focusing on it. I just feel lost. I don't know what I'm doing. And then I kept going on to say, maybe I just need to travel more, go out, do shit, and have new experiences and hopefully find it that way. I don't know. That's the thing. I just feel like I want those things, obviously. I feel like that everyone wants them. But I don't know how to get towards that goal, and I don't know what that goal even is. So at the same time, I'm like, it's not that I'm unmotivated, but it's just like, I'm just like, whatever, I'm just here. And until I find that, then I'll get that kick in the ass and do it. That's what I'm waiting for, I feel like. And that's why I feel like I'm okay with just chilling, because when I finally do find that passion, that'll be my kick in the ass. Like, I'm not getting a kick in the ass now.
And a lot of the pressure that I feel, today is definitely age related, but before like this whole SoundCloud wave of like young kids becoming successful, like people don't get it till they're like in their 30s, 40s,
Jay-Z
50s.
didn't even start rapping until 25, dog.
That's what I'm saying.
He's,
like
he's the most successful rapper right now.
I guess that's
ever.
what's like your comfort zone is knowing that like it can hit you whenever almost. For me, like I never thought of careers or anything until recently, but like what did drive me was like I wanted to help people no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started getting in the pressure of like you need to go to college and shit like that, that's when I was like, fuck, okay, career. The rap thing was a complete accident, and it just like it was such a whole adrenaline rush that like that's when I started incorporating that into career. Then I remembered all like the skating and all the other shit that I want to do, and that's what I created Obscene. You know what I mean? And like Obscene's not the strongest thing ever, and like there's not even like right now there's like not even people really involved. But you know me, like I'll always give it a shot with Obscene. You know what I mean? Like that's my baby, that's my life, that's what I'm here to do in this fucking planet. I know it. My fucking soul knows it. We're here for this. Because in the end, it's going to help people, and I want to fucking die knowing that I helped people, you know? And that's it. That's my success. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it must be nice, bro, knowing that.
No, I'm trying to,
No, I know, I'm fucking with you.
inspire you, to make you think into what could like,
No, and of
like
course
I said,
I love that feeling, but
helping out is at the end of the day, like helping out, if I helped out, then I'm happy. That's all that matters. There's people out there that don't care about helping, that just want the money. And some of them fucking, it works out for some and it works out and it doesn't work out for the others. So just get grounded with yourself, bro. Get a grip, like Dr. Disrespect says.
That's something that I feel like I don't have, is like really knowing myself and like being grounded in who I am and my beliefs and stuff like that. Because I feel like I like things, I know what I like, I know what I believe in, and I know how like what I see life is on like this planet and our lives and shit like that. But other than that, like, you know, like it's just, that's the stuff that I know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I think, oh man, this is gonna become such a weird podcast. Nobody has answers, bro, for like the stuff that like you're talking about. We really don't know why we're here. We don't know what the fuck happens when we leave. That should just should just never cross your mind type shit. And it'll pop up at night and shit. And I'm not saying you're focused on it. I'm just saying like it should just like rarely ever cross your mind.
No, I don't focus on it at all, and I'm not like thinking as like a time bomb or something like that, where it's like just a countdown until I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the way that I look at it. It's just the way that's like I'm just aware that that's what I believe life is that I'm just here and then I die.
But
so like that doesn't like, it's not that it motivates me or demotivates me. It's just, it's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm very like, in my head, I'm just like, okay, this is like a thing that I know, and like, and it doesn't fuck with me. It doesn't motivate me. It doesn't unmotivate me. It's just there. And I feel like that's how my life is in general.
There's other stuff that could be using up that spot in your mind to get you to the next level.
I'm not focusing on any of that shit.
I know, but like,
you know what I mean? Like, it's just there.
That's just such a weird thing to like. I would have never brought that up. Like, if I die, fuck, we'll see what happens on the other side. Like, we're all alive. This is what I think about death. We're all here alive in this fucking realm. So I believe that when we die, all the same people. Well, not like you're not gonna be there if I die right now, type shit. But like, all the dead people are in a different realm. Just like we're here interacting with each other. The dead are interacting with each other. Well, in some other fucking place.
Maybe I think about that. You know how, do you remember anything before you were born?
No.
That's how it's going to be when you die.
That's such a weird...
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Start, but this is a start.
Yeah, that's how I think. Like, you think of it in that way, and I think about it like, well, I wasn't here before, so when I actually go, then I'll be gone. And in my head, I'm not like, then I should make the best out of it while I'm here. I guess that's everyone's goal, right? Like, oh, make the best life out of the one we have, like, type shit. But like, in my head, I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know like what my best life would be, so I'm not motivated to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just kind of here until I find it, and then when I find it, then I'll want to do it. At least ideally, that's what I would want to, if I do end up finding it. But until then, I'm not. I'm just here. You know what I mean? I don't know why I'm here.
Well, me neither.
No one knows why they're here, right?
Exactly.
So like, until I find me specifically why I'm Shane is here, I'm not gonna like.
While I am
I'm not
alive,
motivated to do
while
like
I
the
am
machine, you know
alive,
what I
I'll tell
mean?
you this, and this is a lot of thing that therapists and shit can like agree with, is that and I don't want to sound like a fucking hippie, but like I've seen plenty of signs in like the universe or whatever. Like I've seen plenty of signs back up the fucking fact that like I should be doing music. I should be some form of like public figure that helps for sure. And maybe you should just start paying attention more. And I know like you're not one to believe in like religion or, you know what I mean? None of that like superstitious stuff, but like regardless, you should like just be a lot more aware of yourself, your real self.
I feel like I'm not very conscious.
I'm not. It's because it sounds like very hippie using words.
No,
like you should definitely like
way.
be more aware of what the voice that makes thoughts happen. Be aware of what you really feel about a lot of shit.
That's the thing. Like I'm not aware of any of that. I'm not like consciously thinking of any of that. I'm not conscious. I feel like I'm just kind of. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like floating. I don't want to say that I'm a ghost or anything like that. That's fucking whack. But like, I'm just kind of
postal ghost. Shout out.
Shout out to him. But like, I don't like. The thing is like I'm just kind of floating around. I feel like in my head, like I'm just kind of here. I'm doing my thing now. I don't really have a passion. I'm just kind of doing this and that, and just because I feel like I need a job to pay for bills.
I'll tell you what.
And then I do shit that I
if
like
you
when
do
I get
find
home
a
or something
mentor,
like that.
or if you do find someone to look up to, they're definitely probably going to be like somewhat along the bounds of what I've spoken to you with. Because when I used to go to studios, I met a lot of A&Rs and a lot of people who make shit happen in the music industry, and they would always tell me that like they would tell me basically the same shit that I'm telling you. Is like you need to be more woke, almost like be sure that this is what, like deep down inside when you do find your niche, what you want to do, like you're gonna know deep down inside, I'm here for this whole life shit, whatever it means, whatever life means, I'm here for this exact reason. Like straight up, you'll find it like that. But you definitely need to start.
And in my head, I'm not like opposed to any of that. I'm not opposed to like if someone would talk to me about different things. Like my outlook on life is not so much concrete where if someone would tell me otherwise, I could not understand it or not believe in it or something like that. It's not that I'm not. I don't know. It's not that I'm opposed to anything else. You know what I mean? Like I'm very open-minded in everything. There's nothing that I'm closed-minded about really. Like besides EDM fucking sucks. But like, no, like I'm not. Fuck like
you, dead mouse.
I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not closed-minded in anything, which I feel like I can also attribute to me being brought up with so many different cultures and shit like that. So I'm not like, dude, fuck that. I could never get into it. Dude, fuck religion or type shit or anything. I've never thought that way. Like when I was a kid and being edgy with like Tyler the Creator and shit like that, I'd be like, yeah, dude, fuck religion. But like in my head, I'm just like, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the things that are happening and stuff like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I think it's a bad thing or like that I couldn't like get behind it or anything like that.
Fucking forced into like Catholicism or whatever that shit's
like
called.
Every other Hispanic family.
Yeah, and everything over there was Catholicism and rarely Christian. And that fucking brought like God was a fucking anxiety attack. The whole situation, like I would fucking feel like they would make you feel so guilty of being a kid that like I remember, and this is a real fucking thought that I would have. I would always be in fucking church freaking out because I thought that like the floor was gonna like crack open and like the devil's just gonna come grab me and like take me down for being such a sinful fucking kid.
Fucking keep skateboarding again.
Yeah, no, dude, that was a legitimately like traumatizing thought that I would fucking sit in the fucking pews like with my legs up because I literally thought that like nah, dude, religion fucking sucks. Like I get that.
Funny, bro. My grandparents, or at least my grandma on my mom's side, is like hella like Christian and she's hella religious, stuff like that. And my sister and my brother and I would go when we were young to just like church with her, and like not even like I wasn't like do this bullshit then, but like in my head I was just like I was going because I was being forced to basically by my grandma, and like she wanted me to go with them and stuff like that because she thought it'd be good with me or whatever, like every other fucking Christian things. But I was never like into it. I was never like, yeah, dude, this is cool. Like I was always just there. Just going there because I was like told to or something like that.
They tried making that shit my life. Fuck that.
And then my freshman year of high school, I was doing bad in school or something like that. So my mom was like, "Dude, you have to go to church."
Oh
she
my
made
God.
me go to church. You remember this?
Yeah, I used to go with
you for no
you.
fucking reason.
I went to church because supposedly it was going to help my anxiety.
Yeah, thinking about it now, my mom was probably talking to her mom and being like, I can't get Shane to do... Like, okay, so like, I took geometry my freshman year of high school, and which is weird because I don't like math at all and I hate math, but I was taking a class a year early because I did algebra in middle school. So geometry is a 10th grade class and I was taking it in 9th grade. And I fucking hated it and I would just not... I just don't like math. I guess I couldn't get behind the shapes shit like that because I struggled with geometry just because I didn't ever study or anything like that because I didn't care about fucking math at all in high school. I didn't really care about high school in general, but I just kind of went because one, you have to go, and like two, like I was always just good, and I've never studied throughout high school or anything like that. I never studied for a test or anything. I just always was okay at it. But like I was just doing bad in geometry because I never studied, and I feel like math is about repetition and remembering and like practicing, and I would never do it. Same. So like I would never do it, so I just kind of stopped. Like I never did my homework or anything that. So I was doing bad and getting bad grades in it, and my mom made me go to church for it because of that for some reason. Thinking back in it now, it's like she probably talked to my grandma, and my grandma was like, "Well, maybe church will help me get." And I was, God, but like even when I was going then, like I was never like. I mean, I was kind of edgy at that point because I was into Tyler Creator and like, dude, fuck religion or anything like that. But like, I actually started dating a girl from there, and I would go just to hang out with her and stuff like that. I was never opposed to it. I just didn't believe in it.
Yeah,
I wasn't just standing there being like, these people are fucking stupid. Like,
and I've been to different churches, bro, and like everybody has like their different way of seeing the Bible and all that. So I don't like rules, dog. Like I just don't like fucking rules, and like all that shit just turned me off. As a kid, I was forced in there, fucking super traumatizing, and like I like that's probably one of the first fucking legit anxiety moments that I would feel was being in church, because I always felt like guilty of being a fucking kid, and especially like parents will like look at you and be like, you heard what the fucking priest said? Did you hear what he said about bad kids? Like,
that's how a lot of like religion, especially Christianity and Catholicism and Judaism, that's how a lot of people get their followers, is because of scaring them,
fucking like brainwashing them and shit. Yeah, fuck that.
It's honestly like I don't really. There's a lot of problems with religion, and there's a lot of good that comes out of religion, but like shit like that, like it's just fucking whack, bro. I hate it. I hate that like people just scare you into thinking like
all I'm saying,
a boogeyman type shit almost. It's
all I'm saying is, I guess this is because from having so many years of anxiety and shit and becoming too like conscious, is like one of the things that freaks me out every day is that like one, like you move a body and like, you know what I mean, like you hear shit with ears and like one of them can go back, you know what I mean, like
you're just freaking out about being alive.
No, like it's too perfect almost to be alive for it to just not mean shit, for it to just be like a fucking time lapse, like, oh, your time's up, all right, curtains out, you won't remember this. It's too fucking, there's something more, there's definitely something more. That's what and it's true, like there, it just can't be like, it can't just be like a trial of nothing. Like, there's definitely gotta be something. And if it was obvious, if we knew what the fuck was gonna happen next, we would definitely skip this level. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you know what's next is better?
Or we would never like it wouldn't make sense to have both things apparent.
Yeah, and I'm
at least not now. At least when we become like scientifically advanced to the point where we can handle that kind of reality, maybe then it'll be like, you got this life, you got this life, this other life. You know what I mean? Like that's like, and even then, reincarnation and just an afterlife and a second life still doesn't make sense to me. But I know this isn't just like nothing. You know what I mean? And I know that we're not gonna like die, and then there's gonna be this fucking like 12-foot God standing above you saying, "Shane, fuck you, you're going to hell." Like, no, it's not gonna be like that. Like, for sure. Like, no, I feel like good and evil, the whole concept of like heaven and hell, I think it was government made. Like, straight up. Like, I feel like.
Well, that can't be possible because there's no government when it was originally made. No, but I know what you mean. That like, okay, there was, but like the powers that be at the time. Originally, we're using it as a way to
spook people into being good all the time and not fucking being
well, not even that. It was to give them, which is stupid because you inherently know not to kill people, not to rape people and shit like that. That's something that humans as a species, just like animals as a species, know not to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
So like the same way, because of that, how we are born knowing that stuff, and people that do those things are mentally unstable and they're not fit for society, which is why we have a punishment system to punish those people. So originally religion was to kind of keep order. That's what it was about, to keeping order into keeping people like just, which is weird because everyone has their ideals already, and everyone's born knowing not to kill people. Everyone's born knowing not to rape people. But those 10 commandments, if you read them, like they're very like, some of them are like common sense shit, and other of them are, you read them and you're just kind of like, this is very like man-made.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I just
don't
feel
like one of the commandments is literally don't have sex with your neighbor's wife, because you know someone got cheated on and they're like, dude, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Like that's, come on, dog. Like I don't know how people. I don't know. I'm not judging people for like believing in that shit, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know. I can't wrap my brain around how people believe in that shit. But I'm not like, dude, you're stupid.
But I also don't agree with like people thinking that like, oh, lights up, that's it, don't remember anything.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to thinking of that stuff. It's just like,
I obviously don't think. I don't think we're gonna like. I don't think we're gonna remember everything without a human brain and shit in the after. If there was an afterlife, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's definitely there's something up, bro. We're here for something, and there's so many people for a fucking reason and shit like that. There's so much evil in this life for a reason too. Like that should just never distract you from like what you want to do in the time that you are alive.
No, and I don't think that it does distract me. I know you're not speaking to me specifically, but I'm like saying like, I don't think that me thinking that you're here and then you just die distracts me from a goal or anything like that, or hinders me from believing in something that I can do something or anything like that. I don't think that it's a hindrance in any way. It's just something that is there, and I'm like, and I guess I've accepted it is the word, and like, it's neither a good thing nor a bad thing to me.
That sounds like a super scary thing to just like accept. Like if I thought of that, if I thought your thoughts at night, I'd be like, fuck, get me out of this.
Well, when I was 17, I had a bad panic attack that you were there for.
Yeah.
And for like the next few months after that really bad panic attack. Okay, so I've had 2 really bad panic attacks in my life. One when I was in the 10th grade, so how old are you? Like 15 or something like that? I don't know how fucking old, but like, yeah, because I was 17 and this was my senior year. So yeah, around like 15 or something like that, I was smoking weed, right? And like, had smoked weed twice before this, and it was just like out of like a little bowl or something like that. And I never really knew what weed was or anything like that. Like, I didn't know what it would do and how it would feel, obviously, because I never smoked it. But like, I had never really been high. And then I was at my friend's house and we were gonna go to a hockey game, and we just wanted to smoke before, and he had a bong, and then like we ripped this shit. And I was playing RuneScape at the time, actually. I remember this vividly, like. And I'd smoked like twice before this. Never really been high, because the first couple of times you smoke, I feel like you don't really get high.
Right.
And I took maybe 3-4 bong rips, just like actually just milking the shit out of it, and like,
fuck that.
I just remember laughing at something and like closing my eyes and like moving my head around, like how you laugh and shit like that, and then like opening it up and seeing traces and shit like that, and like looking around, and like it's weird, like everything went black, and like.
You were time lapsing. That's what
seriously.
I call it. That's
and
what
dude,
I call it.
It was super fucking weird. Like to describe it is so crazy.
Like you only remember like little fragments and shit. Yeah.
And like I would think about it, and I would like, even thinking about it now, kind of, it doesn't give me chills or anything like that. But thinking about it now puts me in a certain like mood, or like a certain like mindset where I'm just very like, ugh. I don't know. Like, but when it was happening, I felt like I kept like being like almost brought back into life, like as a video game. Like I would be dropping back into like
respawning type shit.
Yeah, but like I feel like it would like, I would come down and like smack the floor and like be like, boom, I was here again.
Yeah.
And I would see intervals of maybe 5 or 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It would be black, and then I would see intervals of me coming back, and then black, and then.
Well, that's because.
So that happened for I'll finish this whole thing, and then that happened like for like an hour or two. And I went outside to try to like help me, and I like apparently like broke a couple things when it happened, because I was like, I guess I was freaking out, but I didn't see any of it. I didn't know what was happening at all. I was totally unaware. Like I was very like, I was gone. Like I didn't know what the fuck. I remember just little tiny, almost
fragments,
pictures.
Yeah.
Like that's how small the window was of what I saw. And then like they brought me outside. I was drinking Gatorade with some bread or something like that, or whatever the fuck. And then I sat on the couch, passed the fuck out after like an hour or two of that, and then I woke up, and I remember this kid being like, dude, if you throw up, you'll feel better. So I started like putting my finger down my throat, trying to make myself throw up, and I threw up a fuck ton. Like I threw up a lot. And then they brought me outside for like 5-10 minutes. My parents came and picked me up, And then we just went to the fucking hockey game. And on the way down there to the hockey game, it's like an hour drive. I slept the whole time. The whole ride down there, I fell asleep. And then when I got there, I was fine.
Oh, shit.
I woke up okay. And like thinking about it, I was like, what the fuck? And then I had stopped smoking weed after that and stuff like that. And I didn't want to do it anymore, obviously, because that's pretty fucking traumatic. At least at the time it was. And then like, I was like, maybe it was just a mindset at the time like that. And then like, I started hanging out with our other friend. I'm not gonna fucking name names like Tito over here, but like, and we were smoking kind of not regularly. I would say maybe once a week, only a little bit. Like, okay, so like I was saying, so I would only smoke like once or twice a week or something like that. So it wasn't very regularly. So I wasn't like had really any tolerance towards weed or anything like that. I was just kind of doing it again because my friends were doing it. And I was just like trying to hang out and like smoke with them or anything like that. So it took me like 2 years to actually start smoking again or something. So, and I was fine like the times that I would smoke and stuff like that. But there was one night where we were hanging out and like there was like 4 of us and I had a really, really bad panic attack again. It wasn't as bad as that time because I was in a car and I couldn't really do anything. And I mostly passed out like right when it happened. Like I felt me slipping into that anxiety attack that I had when I was 15 and it scared the fuck out of me. And then I really just passed out for like a couple hours almost, right?
Yeah.
And
it was kind of scary.
Yeah, because I was like...
But you did try fucking
dead.
forcing yourself to throw up.
No, because we stopped at this restaurant and I was like... In my head, I remembered.
But you
weren't
panicking yet.
Yeah. In my head, I was, but I fell asleep. That's why. It was weird. Because this time I just fell asleep.
You kept falling asleep on the drive.
Yeah.
That's why we were laughing.
Yeah. You guys are all fucking making fun of me. It's awful.
I wasn't. I was concerned for you, but there was times where I had to laugh because you were like leaning over and hitting like the fucking...
Well, because I was passed the fuck out, right? So like my whole body was limp, obviously, when you're passed out.
This is
so,
when
like,
he was driving the fucking Jeep too.
Yeah, so I'm in the passenger seat when this is all happening. And like, I remember one time Dylan had to slam on the brakes. Like at the stoplight or like a stop sign or something like that, because I don't remember why. But he had to slam on the brakes and I fucking hit my head on the dash. And it woke me up for a second and passed the fuck out again. So I could see, honestly,
you were gone.
That was funny.
Yeah, you were gone. So I was really concerned, but the thing is that I got contact high also because he hotboxed us in the back.
Yeah, it was like
we were all fucking panicking.
Okay, so we literally went to this trap house in West Palm or whatever the fuck and got this like dank ass weed apparently. They're called cherry pie, and I don't know what the fuck was in it. Probably some normal shit because the other 2 that were smoking were fine. They didn't have a fucking panic attack. So I don't know. But and we smoked out of this fucking gnarly ass fucking bubbler type shit. It was like with 3 different chambers and a fucking bong and shit like that. But like yeah, and then I passed the fuck out and I did that whole thing, and then I remember making myself try and throw up again when we went to that restaurant because when I was 15 I was like, dude, that helped me then, and I passed out. But I don't think I could. I don't remember if I threw up or not. And you guys were like, what the fuck are you doing? And I couldn't explain it to you guys because I was having a panic attack, what I was doing.
I was trying to help you. I was trying to like walk you out of that because it's all like a mental game. And I've been there and I've been aware of what the fuck was happening. So I was trying to help you. Yeah, it's really hard to like your perception of time and shit gets fucked when you're because I was with... my voice cracked.
We were with my girlfriend at the time. She was like one of the people that were out of the 4 people that were there. And I remember like...
She handled that really bad.
Well, she was also really fucking high. At the time too, like she does at that point she smoked kind of regularly but not really, so she was really fucking high too. Like everyone, like Dylan, goddamn, dropping names, but our friend Dylan, my girlfriend at the time, and Tito was high, secondhand high because he didn't smoke then, and me were very fucking high and I was just passing out, so they couldn't even handle it because they were too high, honestly.
And this fucker like locked his window so that I couldn't, like, he wanted more weed, like that's what he was like.
Yeah, because I wasn't having my panic attack then. Yeah,
he did not want to waste cherry pie.
Yeah, dude, it was gnarly ass weed, but like I remember like when you guys were taking me home fucking finally. I don't know why you guys took 2 hours to take me home. I don't remember why we took so long to take me home.
Not, nah, dude. You started puking and then I went inside and I yelled at Dylan.
The thing is, before that, like, we were driving around the beach and shit like that for like an hour.
Look, what happened was, I guess you don't remember this at all, but what happened was you guys went to the trap house. You picked that shit up. Fucking like 3 minutes later, you started smoking it.
Yeah, because we were on the way to the beach. And on the drive,
we basically went to like Boynton Inlet.
Mm-hmm.
And then we reached Boynton Inlet and we turned around. You were already like gone. You weren't panicking. You were just like dead.
Yeah.
And then we took a drive. We took like a semi drive towards Lake Worth, the actual beach, like the city. I mean, we took a drive down there, and then y'all were hungry. The munchies kicked in. We went to Gordo Burgers.
That's in like,
which is relevantly close.
Yeah.
We got there, and nobody was even done eating.
Dude, I was. We were trying to force you. You guys brought me the fuck inside. And I was dead, like passed out.
We were trying to feed you because I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell everybody. I was like, "Yo, food's fucking sobers up."
And you guys give me a Sprite or something.
Yeah, food sobers up. We gotta get him food.
And I literally tried to drink it, and it just fell out of my mouth.
Okay, so that's what happened. And then when I saw that you were puking at the car, it's when I
tried to. You saw me like force my fucking fingers
ran into Gordo's. Fucking yell at Dylan like if I was his fucking jealous girlfriend type shit. I yelled at him. I was like, nah, dude, fuck this. We gotta leave. He's fucking. I don't want to deal with this shit. I was still kind of like mid high, and I didn't want to panic myself. Yeah. So I was like, nah, dude, fuck this. Get your shit. You already paid for it. Let's go. And that was that. And we dropped you off home. It wasn't like 2 hours. It was like the whole situation was a 1 hour thing.
Dude, it felt like fucking forever.
Your perception of time fucking vanishes.
It's fucking awful when that shit happens. But yeah, I remember being in the back seat because you were in the front seat because I wanted to be by my girlfriend at the time who I thought I was in love with. But like, that's why I wanted to be with her. But yeah. And I just remember like squeezing her fucking hand like and just making like kind of weird noises because I was
you were mumbling a lot. You could not.
Because I was trying to like talk to you guys and like tell you what was up or something, but I couldn't. I just fucking I don't know what it was. But yeah, I was like squeezing her hand, shit like that, and she like couldn't stay with me because we were young at the time and couldn't stay at my house, and we didn't want to tell my parents that I was high as fuck because like my parents didn't know that I was smoking at the time, and I didn't think that they would be mad at me or anything. I just didn't really want to like deal with that or anything like that. So like, yeah, and like.
Come to think of it, they probably would have known what to do.
No, for sure, they definitely would have.
Thinking about it now,
I know. Shit. But no, the thing is, when I got home, you guys laid me in bed. You're like, "Yeah, he's sick" or something like that.
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, we didn't speak at all about dropping you off. We didn't come up with a plan.
You guys just did it, yeah, because they were still high.
Yeah, I was like freaking out. I came up with the lie on the spot. I was like, I think the burger got him sick.
Yeah,
I said that like out of nowhere.
I laid in bed and like my mom was like, "I hope you feel better." Turned all the lights off. I slept like a baby.
Yeah,
I slept for so fucking long. I passed the fuck out. Slept until like the late afternoon because I think this was during summer, right? So we didn't have.
You weren't
still
working
in high school or something.
Yeah, you weren't working.
So like this was during the summer of like being outside of school or something like that. So we didn't really have to do a shit the next day. So I passed the fuck out, and then like months after that, I struggled with. It's weird because like it's not that I felt like I died or something like that, but like. I would be scared to sleep because I feel like I wouldn't wake up, and like I like, and that would happen for months after like after this panic attack, but it started after this panic attack. So I don't know like what specifically it was. I don't know if I thought that I died during this panic attack and I came back to life and I was in purgatory type shit or something like that.
I thought that actually with my panic attack with the edible.
So I don't know if it's that because I don't know how I thought about it at the time. Dude, now that I'm thinking about it now, but I couldn't fucking I would go to bed at like 6 a.m. finally after like finally passing out from just laying in bed for so long being scared to fall asleep that I would finally like fall asleep and shit like that. And I just had a really bad sleep schedule during this time around like 17 and 8 it's around 17 to 18. Like this lasted for a while about me like being scared to sleep and just having anxiety, but now I don't really. It's weird because now I don't have anxiety about anything really.
But that's because I feel like you adapted your mentality, like from that panic attack. You probably adapted some form of mentality, like subconsciously. Because I know, like when I fucking tripped out on that edible, like I was freaking out in my sleep. Also, like I would wake up and grab my friend like this and say, "Did you call the fucking ambulance?" Like. I had that same anxiety of falling. I would get sleep apnea shortly after that edible trip. Sleep apnea, I'd wake up like gasping for air mid sleep and shit. Like I always thought that I was gonna die, but
yeah, I didn't have any of that. It would just be really fucking hard for me to fall asleep. And then once I was asleep, I just passed the fuck out basically.
All these complications started happening because of the PTSD, I guess, or whatever, PTS, that I started acquiring like sleep apnea shit, but it's definitely normal now that I used to think that something was wrong with me. Like I used to think that I was going crazy or some shit, but it's perfectly normal. And like We just grow out of it. You gotta like whatever. What I'm starting to research a lot about mental health and shit. Is like you just gotta allow time. You gotta allow time to heal everything. Yeah. Like everything heals for sure. So, I don't know, man. You probably would. Your best bet would be like to do like a one-on-one with someone who studies psychology or something to like.
Yeah, what I would like what I would want out of it. It's not like and
you don't have a problem.
I just kind of want to understand why I'm thinking the way I do. Because I don't think there's a problem with it necessarily. And I don't think that I have a problem. I just think that I'm lost and I don't know what to do with life. And I need a third person like perspective to kind of help me understand why I feel the way I feel.
It would be a problem if it was paralyzing you the way it paralyzes me.
Yeah. Because I can still, I'm fine with working. I function like a normal person.
Exactly.
It's just that
I can function like a normal person too. It's just that I can't handle stress. Stress makes me run away from places and shit. But, and a lot of people will try to make you feel bad if you wanted to go see a therapist and shit, but dude,
no, like, I don't think there's no negative connotation in my mind
there's
about
never
any of that stuff.
Therapy is so good for you. Even just talking to somebody,
even if you don't have anxiety or something like that,
it's really good for
really
you.
being able to ground yourself with someone that can give you a third party perspective and kind of help you understand why the brain works in certain ways and why you think in certain ways.
You know what? Half the advice I got in therapy was just ignore my thoughts. Like, you'd be surprised.
Well, even for you, because you have fleeting thoughts of you fucking that lead to you having a panic attack. Yeah, you think yourself into panic attacks.
So basically. Like, you would be surprised. I'm saying, like, one would think like, damn, anxiety, you're gonna need fucking pills your whole life. This, that, no. And you know how easy it is? It's just I have to ignore my thoughts type shit. Like, it's very hard to do, but that's literally like the fucking solution. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, like, maybe that's just what you need. Maybe not a mentor, because a mentor, mentors when you're like shit out of luck. Like, you need somebody to fucking like motivate you to even get a job type shit. Yeah. Like, I'd say.
Well, I said mentor, like finding something that I actually like type shit and helping me kind of ease my way into it. Not even like a mentor to kind of help me understand and like kind of force me to do things. I was thinking more of a mentor, like if I do find something that I'm passionate about, to help me kind of like go towards that goal.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Oh, for sure.
Like a mentor like that.
I would want that now for myself. Nah, I don't know. Hopefully you make the right choice soon, so that you don't end up wasting all your youth just in this numb state. Because I don't know, man. You're very talented. You're very smart. That's for sure. You're super smart. You're very like aware of a lot of shit. You're very cool. A lot of people like you. A lot of people that have never met you want to get to know you. I mean,
I feel like I get along with literally everyone that I meet.
We were just on my Discord chat with like some people that I've never met, and they want to meet Shane too. Like, I wish I was like that cool. You know what I mean? Like, so like you can make a name for yourself real easily. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You just got to find that thing. And maybe therapy can help you fucking figure it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my parents about like just once a week talking to someone. Maybe just have a couple sessions. Not even like a thing where I do it every week or something. Just maybe like a session of like 4 or 5 weeks of just doing once a week or something like that. Just talking to someone, getting a perspective about my outlook on life, why I think the way I do and shit like that. Maybe kind of help me like work towards a goal, because I don't have a goal in my mind at all. I don't have a single goal in my head. So,
but you are like, the thing is that like you're very good at the few things that you do. So it's like,
but I don't even know what I do.
You'll see, man. You just don't think about it. That's the thing. You just kind of do it.
Maybe I just don't think about it in that way.
Yeah, you just do it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And maybe if I was doing that, like what I'm trying to get at the end of this, I was doing that. I was just doing the do till somebody noticed that I was doing the do and said, "Dude, don't stop." And then that's kind of like you start unlocking doors in your mind, and then you start connecting dots and saying, "Oh shit!"
Like I say, I'm very aware of the shit that I'm doing, like in my life and my thoughts and stuff like that. But I'm not aware of like, I don't know. I'm not aware of the things that I do. Almost, I don't really think about them in a certain way.
Maybe you just have like a hardcore like philosophist mind instead of like a human, like a feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you see things almost like as a scientific thing instead of like a natural thing. And maybe that's what it is. Who knows? We'll find out next time. We are the blend.